You'll find that one you're dreaming of. Swear up and down to God above that you'll finally fall in love. If today was your last day. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street. Gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you. Sing it. We will rock you. Buddy, you're an old man, poor man, pleading with your eyes. Gonna make you zombie someday. You got mud on your face, big disgrace. Somebody better put your bag into your place. We will rock you. Sing it. We will rock you. Everybody, we will rock you. We will rock you. All right.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. It's a beautiful day today. We're here on this magnificent 16th of September. And wow, time flies, doesn't it? It's gone by so fast. We had a magnificent event, Success Accelerator. And I can tell you, wow, my heart is full. And Ramey's here right now. And I can tell you right now, both of our hearts are full. We're going to be diving into a lot of what happened there. We're going to be, hearing from you about how you felt about it. And we're going to be going over also the specifics of the outcome as well and what's going to happen from here moving forward. Having said this, again, I want to say thank you because it was definitely a life-changing experience for me myself in a big, beautiful way. And I can say that, it felt really great being all around you. So anyways, give yourself a big round of applause. It's so awesome you're here. And keep in mind, you also have the recordings available in the back office and lots of other stuff. And we'll be going over a lot of the details, again, where you can have access to that because there's a lot of questions also about, what else to do from here. And so in this call, we'll be going over that as well. Having said this, before we bring Ramey on board here, I want to pull something up from Napoleon Hill. And this comes from Think and Grow Rich. It's one of my favorite paragraphs from his book. And it has to do with belief. It has to do with being ready. It has to do with having an open mind. So let's all read this together, okay? Because I want to pull this up, and then from here, we'll move to the next part. And it's this right here. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing unless he believes you can acquire it. The state of mind must be what? Belief. You gotta believe. Not mere hope, not mere wish, not, oh, that would be nice if that happened. Wouldn't that be nice if, none of that stuff. No, it's got to be belief. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. Now let's go over this again, okay? Because this is hugely important. That's actually how this event took place. That's how Ramey described everything in his book in terms of how he got to where he is and where he's continuing to go. Again, there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing unless he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. See, this is what's awesome about all of you here. Your minds are open. They're open to new ways of thinking, new possibilities. Now here, this one, I know I said I was going to do this one paragraph, but this paragraph here is also important as a follow-up for it. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. It doesn't take any more effort. Think about that. You get to decide. You get to decide what you believe. You get to decide how you're going to think. You get to decide how you're going to move forward. You get to decide whether or not your mind's going to be closed or opened. Having said this, as a reminder, open-mindedness is what's going to be necessary if you want to increase your belief. Now, why is that the case? Well, because your belief is based on your evaluations. All the beliefs that you have come from your evaluation. See, if your mind's not open to take in more information to assess it, guess what's not going to happen? You're not going to be able to reevaluate. Therefore, your belief will not increase. It will not change. And that's important because your faith comes from your belief. The amount of faith you have is in direct proportion to the belief that you have. So again, it comes from that beautiful root. You must believe. And that's something that I got hugely from this event. And I'm so grateful for the example that Ramey gave to me personally. So speaking of Ramey, let's pull you up here, my friend. Let's pull you up here. There you go. Oh, wait. Oh, I muted you on accident. Can you unmute again? Here we go. There we go.
Hi, everyone. Anyway, it's great having everybody here this Saturday. It was, God, it just seems like yesterday this weekend just finished. And what an amazing weekend. It not only, I know it benefited a lot of people, but definitely benefited me. I mean, I was definitely on a high for a while. And it's exciting to see people get inspired and get to a different level. I mean, it's definitely... the main thing as we're shifting and what we're going to do this weekend is to get almost 200 people in a close confined place, all thinking the same thing, and the energy that came from that. And especially a lot of people have exercised when we held hands and just connected with the universe. And I know a lot of people, were trying to show how to connect to the universe to get all the infinite information they need to achieve everything they want. So I definitely would love to start, if you're open with us, Troy, with getting people to raise their hands and kind of talk about, the experience this weekend and how different they feel today than when they got here. Because I know for a lot of people, the person that came on Friday will be a different person than that leaves on Sunday. So would love to have some hands up and get some perspectives or from the outside of how people are feeling, how they change their lives from this weekend. That would be kind of great to start off with that.
Awesome. So guess what? We have our country star who raised his hand first. Heaven.
Love him. Great boy.
Beautiful wife, Natalie. So go ahead and go. There you go. Unmute.
Good morning. Good morning, Ramey.
Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
And we're doing fantastic. We're just, you're right. It just seems like we just left yesterday, but it's been a week already almost.
Yeah.
Natalie and I were scrolling through the pictures to see who all was here. And if you guys can put your cameras on, We'd love to see those faces.
Yeah.
So for me, I can't speak for Natalie, but for me, it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. I'm so grateful that you guys put this on, and Ramey, for opening up your home. And it's like I said at the deal, what I went there for was to experience that, to be in that frequency, to be in that energy. And as much as people that couldn't be there like the live stream, I'm telling you, the next time that Ramey and Troy put on one of these events, whatever it takes to get there, because it truly was epic. I mean, we made some amazing new friends and had some of the most incredible conversations. We got to get to know you better, Ramey, and just so grateful. So again, I hope and pray that you plan on doing another one of these, because we will not miss one. If at all possible, we will never miss another event that you're involved in. So thank you so much. It was great.
And I honestly like to say that it's interesting because I was in the back end taking in when you were going through that big problem with the sewage and everything else, and the way that you weren't trying to be calm, Ramey. And I wrote a post about it, right? Just, you're okay with that because, you know, the universe speaks contraction and expansion, and you stayed completely expanded, like, and you weren't trying to be expanded. You were like, whatever, it's all good, it's going to get fixed. And it did within 2 hours. And I had to ask myself, would I stay expanded like that if this was my Beverly Hills home and I had 250 people at the event? And it's like, no, I wouldn't be. And so thank you for just being you.
Yeah.
And just from that, right, we absorbed so much that words couldn't even express, that we couldn't find in a book. And so that's what I wanted to share. I was in the back and I was like observing everything. Whoa, this is really good stuff.
So when you can see it firsthand, when you can see it's like you say, Troy, on your deal, it doesn't matter what you know. What are you implementing? You know, what are you doing with what you know? And Ramey, that was a live, real experience that if you weren't there and didn't know, you would never have known how you handled that situation, because that was it. Natalie said you just float, no pun intended, but you just float with it.
No, that's why I'm trying to get everybody to get to a point where they're always connected and always open to the universe, because, you know, you need it every second. You just don't know when you need those ideas, or you need to do something in life that's need instant information. So slowly, as what we're teaching and everything else, as people keep connecting to the universe, you know, people keep on getting, you know, that flow that's constant instead of having to keep on connecting. But eventually, with practice, it'll get there for people. It's how it got there for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Troy.
Wow.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Kevin and Nat. Love you.
Yeah, thanks. No, you make a great couple. I love your story too.
So great. All right, so we have Elaine Wills. Here we go. Let's pull you up onto the screen. Lovely Elaine. Okay.
Hi, Troy. Hi, Rami.
Hi, Elaine. How are you?
I'm really good. It just seems like yesterday since we were in your beautiful home. I just want to say thank you for inviting me into your beautiful home. And obviously, Troy made this happen as well. So connected with Troy, then you, all these like-minded people. And, you know, obviously we've been talking in the Sims and things like that, and connecting mastermind and in the daily study with Troy. I just wanted to say I feel more inspired since the event. I feel stronger. I actually feel fearless, like nothing scares me now. I feel more calmer, happier. I'm smiling more. I'm laughing more. And one big thing, I'm actually more aware of my surroundings. The awareness is just like, I can't explain it, Rami. I'm just more aware, like, of my surroundings. I'm in the now a lot more, instead of like thinking about the future or the past. It's what's happening now to determine my future. And the goal that I have, if all these ideas are flowing in now through the awareness of just these ideas are just flowing and writing them all down. And what you told us, like, if you have an idea, write it down so you don't forget it. Just keep writing it down. And just meeting everybody, you know, physically as well. I just feel more connected now. And you know, the meditation that you done where we were all holding hands in the ring, I don't know what you do. There's just something inside me now from it. I just feel like fucking hell. That's all I have to say.
No, that's great. Just stay open.
It's just effing awesome. That's all I have to say. I've never experienced anything like it, Rami. And I've met these amazing new people, and I've actually connected with a few more spiritual, you know, beings in the group, and we're, you know, supporting each other as well on our goals and on our dreams. And we're all here for the same thing. We all want to be we are successful. Not that we're going to be, we are. But I just can't wait to the next event, Rami. I really can't. I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm just so like grateful for everything that you've done for us, and you, Troy, too. You're amazing as well. You're two superstars. You are my #1 fans. And I just wanted to say that. But thank you. I'm excited for the future.
I'm glad.
Thank you. Thank you for the bottom of my heart. Love you so much. Love you all on this call. Really do. Thank you.
You.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
My heart's full.
Raymond, we're not supposed to be crying on this thing, so I might get off the screen for a moment.
No,
This
you
is
can
so good.
No, emotion is
Great.
part of the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. All right, so we have Summer Cunningham. Okay, magnificent.
Good, beautiful morning.
Nice,
Yes,
Summer.
I was crying. I was crying at the end of the event. I was so emotional, and I had made so many incredible connections, which I've been talking about this event every day for the last week, and just remembering all the things I got from it, telling everybody that I come across, and they're like, okay, we get it. It was an awesome event. We get it. But I was emotional. I made just wonderful connections. And when we all stood up and introduced ourselves, that was the reason I was there. I was there to connect with the frequency. I was there to connect to the vibe. And it was truly the vibration of success. You could feel it. Everybody was together and all after the same goal. And you just said, you read something just now that said, basically that, it takes no more effort to aim high in life and demand abundance than it does to accept poverty. And that was one of the biggest things that I took away. I've been rewatching, and it's all my life. I have been a creator, and I've been, creating businesses and all this stuff, but it was small. They were small. I was thinking too small. I was thinking more like, who in my immediate world can I help? And this event really opened my eyes to, it's the same effort. We have the same 24 hours, the same effort to be thinking billions of dollars as it does, to be thinking small. So I got so many things, and I'm just, I got into immediate action. The very next day I was sitting in a coffee shop and I was rereading my notes, and I came across the part where you talked about going to 3rd Street Promenade and doing the marketing and just, getting out there. I immediately turned to the table next to me of the ladies that were sitting there and struck up a conversation about a business I'm interested in. Would you be interested in that? Is that something that you would use? And so just getting into that immediate action. And so I just wanted to leave with one last thing. And I can't wait for the next event. I really hope there is one, and I hope it's a location, and I hope the location is Belize, because I love Belize. So thank you, Rami. Thank you, Troy. It was just the most enlightening event experience that I have ever been to. It was really something.
That's
I appreciate it. I have so much gratitude. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I'm glad you got so much out of this. What I was hoping for.
Wow. Thank you, Summer.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, we got Shelbeck. Okay. He purchased the book and the check. How cool is that? Let's add you to the spotlight here.
Oh,
there you are.
hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you beautifully.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did purchase. I mean, I know I was jumping like a 3-year-old child with you, Troy and Rami, that, because I couldn't say it, that I didn't want anyone else to get those. So I was hankering for it. And yeah, I'm glad I made it. And within a day or two, whatever logistics it took with Don Green and the Napoleon Hill Foundation. So I'm grateful. But I'll tell you what, it's not even these $20,000, $30,000 or the $1,000 for the event, or even the EV mobility that I'm about to ask a question on in the logistics and transfer agent to IPO. All notwithstanding, this event was way beyond $1 million or $2 or $3 million easily. The pain I was dealing with in life, I mean, things have opened up that I can't even begin to share with you, Rami. And my voice is full with I don't know, the love of pain or a pain of love, but it's definitely all it's amazing. I'm literally my spine connected fully to Mother Earth and to Father Universe right now. I've just come for a massage therapist, and I can't tell you how beautiful it is to feel my body fully, knowing that this change is permanent. And I just really don't need to think anything. And Remy, thank you. And your high testosterone friend John Gray was amazing as well. And you know, I had gone for my like a low energy I was feeling before the event with my primary care physician. I asked them to include all my hormones, vitamins. I see my testosterone results now. They are very, very high. So I don't know if it has anything to do with you, but definitely it's extremely high. And yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Your mind
Remy.
can create a lot of things. I mean, your mind can create everything from high testosterone to anything you want once you're connected. It's amazing how powerful your mind is. But I'm glad you got so much out of it. Different people get different things at different levels when they're ready to get different things. But that's why it's good to hear. And I know a lot of people, you might have got it faster, but a lot of people will get it there also. If they feel they didn't get as much as you, but they'll get there in time as they keep on thinking, practicing, connecting to the universe, and keep on, you know, everybody keeps connected, because I think it was a really powerful group that absolutely wanted to be there. They came from all over the world, and it was really exciting to see how much they connected, and really, it was a great weekend, which I was really pleased in how it turned out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yes, and with the women, as you said, never take no for an answer. So yeah, within healthy boundaries of society or whatever. But yeah, I can see where you were coming from. And yeah, and no, really, I've never felt so embodied on the planet. And this I'm saying after having gone through a lot and being a healer for others too. And it's all John Gray, yourself, and Mas combined, who did a Keanu Reeves on me. He pushed me, and I was like, oh, and I came back from the Matrix, and that was powerful. So yeah, so thank you so much, Remy. One last thing. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, my pleasure.
Go. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. One last thing was when is the IPO scheduled? And second, by when do you need us to invest the 10K minimum? And how many shares does it correspond to at the pre-IPO price that you're offering, which I don't know about? So
yeah, I was going to answer all that after we take these testimonials, but the pre-IPO has to happen pretty quickly. I'm expecting the IPO happen next 2 or 3 months. So I'll go over all that. But the pre-IPO, because again, that was something I was trying to give to people that really got excited and see how the business goes, need to happen next week or two before it gets too close to us filing who the cap table, who the shareholders are at.
Okay, but right now you don't have a deadline that, you know, we need to jump into the pre-IPO pricing and we need to ask you for forms and stuff. I remember, but I have not emailed you yet.
Yeah, I think like 13 people emailed me. I have all the forms. So yeah, next week or two, because I know we have a meeting with Exchange on Monday morning, and we're going to start pushing it. So when we file the last filing just before the approval, we have to list the cap table of all the shareholders that are current. So it would have to be pretty soon. The sooner the better, to get into the pre-IPO. Okay. Okay, maybe I'll send you an email, and as you said, 1 or 2 weeks, so no rush. But thank you so much, Remy. I love you, but I have to take a massage, long pending, 2 weeks. So thank you. Absolutely.
God bless. Thank you, Troy. Love you too. Bye, Remy. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be posting that the document for sharing in the back office too, if you want to take access on that as well. All right, so we got Laura Lee Kenny. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as everyone else here that had the opportunity to be at the event. I was so happy that a couple of people gave me the nudge to go, to give up time doing other things. It's not that I didn't want to go by any stretch, but it just, oh my goodness. On the second day, I was like, I can't wait to bring my granddaughters next year. I just, that's all I could think of, like we changed the mind of the younger people
Yeah.
nourish them at such a young, much younger age. And it was just, I'm sure it did your heart the world of good to see some young people there. And they were so good and so attentive. I was just I took the time to hug a couple of them and tell them how wonderful it was to see them there. I have a goal to teach financial literacy to young people. And so it was really inspiring for me to see that. And how I changed a little bit, I think, is I have a couple of really big goals. I felt for me, I came from there and I was like, they're not so big.
That's good. That's good.
Like, we can get this done faster than I thought.
You can absolutely do anything
I
you
look
decide
forward
to do.
to studying from you guys and learning more, and so honored to have been there. Thank you.
Glad you're here.
It's amazing. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah. Oh, and the wonderful people. There was a few people I wanted to meet in person that I hadn't before, but because of the atmosphere, I gained a whole dozens and dozens of new friends. Like, it's just, that was a wonderful bonus in addition.
Oh, that's great.
Amazing. Thank you, Laura. Big hugs. Wow, this is so good. All right, we got Phil. Here we go. Amazing, powerful Phil Gikes. There we go. Wow.
Wow.
Hey, Phil, how are you?
Hi, guys. Hi, Remy.
Hi, guys.
Troy, everybody. I had lots of ideas that came from there.
That's
And
great.
the Man from Toronto song is resonating in my head. When I got back, my clients didn't want to have their coaching sessions. Well, they did, but they didn't want to go through the normal stuff. They wanted to know what I learned, what I experienced, who I met, what happened in LA. So I got to say it over and over and it was great because I got to relive some of the things we did. And I got to hear the Man from Toronto at least 8 times this week. At least 8 times. I love that song, even though the recording I have is not high quality. The message was beautiful. And if I hadn't have been there, hadn't have had everybody there to be with us, we wouldn't have had that. So you can read it in a book. You could start with my first copy. This is Think and Grow Rich. This is old. It won't even stay together.
Yeah.
But in reading the book, I didn't vibrate at the same level that I did hanging out with Remy and everybody else. I'm so jacked up, and much as the same as everybody else has said here, I wasn't thinking big enough. And I've been kind of stepping forward and falling back and stepping forward with the Think and Grow Rich principles. I kind of hang on to them, but when I met Remy and see what he does, and he's really authentic about, he pivoted, and that pivot's not even the right word. One of the things I learned from a wonderful man, Val Vanderwall, was he says, treat things like a kaleidoscope. So you're looking at a kaleidoscope and you turn it a little bit, you see something different. I experienced that. I think we all experienced that when Remy said, hey, the experiment didn't go the way we thought it would be. If you know what he said, I don't have to repeat that. He turned the kaleidoscope. So now we have more opportunities to move forward. What a great application of what he teaches, what he lives. People are saying he was calm, the toilets were, the crappers were out, we couldn't do anything. He didn't care, just signing books and carrying on, and he knew that would be taken care of. So why can't we, of course we can, live more like that? And by being a testimony of that kind of thing, Remy, man, this was priceless. It was amazing. I have 20 some odd people who want to be on my live stream podcast. I've got 20 or so more people to connect with and nurture and expand who knows me and who I know and how we can help each other so we can go bigger. And the last thing I wanted to leave with you is something from, some of you all know this guy, Leland Val Vanderwall. I borrowed this, but it's him. And it says, we are all wonderful. The you in that is you. You're unique and you are wonderful. Remy, Troy, Tammy, everybody else, thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you. I saw you there in front row. It was great that you were getting it and you were really absorbing everything, which was really exciting to see.
It was awesome.
You know, I love the kaleidoscope thing you shared. That's so cool because, you know, you turn it, but then it's different, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? It's so good. Oh, thank you. I'm going to use that. It's so
You go
good.
right ahead.
That is so good. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. Wow. All right, now we have Kim Lee. Here we go.
Thank you. My heart's so full. I'm still in that bubble of love, of miracle. You know, Remy, just want to thank you, you and your beautiful wife, to open your home, your heart to us. So thank you, Troy, for making it happen. I'm so, so grateful. I mean, I came there with no expectation. The only thing I gained, I mean, there's so much I gained from being there in your home, and to learn from you, from everyone, the deep connection that I connect with everyone at your home. I call it soul family now. It just the level of connection, it was so deep and so authentic. I'm still cherished to this day. I have not posted anything else except our picture from the event. I'm still posting it. The magic, it happened one event to the other as I share my intention of the Rainbow Tribe. I Google them. They don't have good reputation. So my intention was to make a movie. However, magic happened. I connect to the producer. We are talking now. So anyway, some of you might be in the movie I'm making to heal the heart of humanity. So the magic happened from there. It's not just stopping. I noticed everywhere I go, magic happened. So I went to a breathwork class here locally in San Francisco. And then by the end of the class, I was sharing, you know, I was really blissed out 4 days in Hollywood with my coach. I was hesitant to go to this event to join you guys because I don't want to lose the blissfulness within my heart and my soul. So as I share that, you know, I have my own practice as the master heart healer for 30 years. And I was sharing the experience. By the end of that class, I gained 1 client. How magical is that? So anyway, I noticed the concern I have to loss of bliss within me. No, it in my cellular memory now. I will not lost it. So I just want to say thank you, Remy, for open your heart, your home, for welcome all of us there. And also when we have the bathroom problem, I look at it, I was somewhat thinking a different way. It's not the problem that clock over there, the bathroom clock. Anyway, it's the divine blessing, the flow is happening. So it's for me, the representation of it is the divine flow is happening. We cannot stop that. It just show up as the problem with the bathroom. But for me, it's literally the heaven floodgate is open, the flow that here, whatever we decide to do, boom, it will happen really, really fast. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so ever grateful for you, for the tribe, for every one of you. And I thank you to my soul family, my soul group, who transport from the hotel to your house and to hang out together. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, you're welcome. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Awesome. So we got Dr. Sharian Akasha. If you could put your camera on, that would be fantastic. And so we can pull
Hi,
you.
Troy.
Hi, can you put your camera on and so that we can?
I'm so sorry I can't have the camera on today. I'm sorry for that, but I still wanted to jump in to thank you guys for the amazing event. I didn't want to miss up the opportunity to say thank you. But you know what, like there's a lot to share and there's a lot to reflect on. When I came to this event, my purpose was to just have the experience, to learn from Remy. I didn't really care about the business ideas or all of that. I just wanted to tune into his mind and learn like the way he's thinking. And, going through the 3 days, every day was different. And I remember by Sunday, by the end of the day, I was tuning in into Remy's energy. And I felt like I've drawn so much of his confidence, of the certainty he was talking, and the ability to shift, pivot, and just keep going regardless of the obstacle that can come. I mean, I've created a lot of success in my life, but with that event and with just tuning into energy from Remy, I feel like I can do anything. Even becoming a billionaire, it sounded so familiar just from being in your home, in your presence, and you're so humble and with a really big heart. So I loved everything. Thank you so much for that. And I don't think I'm the same person who came into the event and the person who left the event was so different. The novel part, Remy, was the idea is to connect more with the universe. We have done that all the time, but I think you've drawn attention to that, and that was really huge for me. That exercise of the power of the group was really good. And at that time, I've got some hints about the step that I can take. But, after I flew back home, I slept. And yesterday, I woke up at 2:00 in the morning, and my mind was exploding with ideas. It's like I've got all the answer that I need. It was 2:00 in the morning, and I just had to write down everything. It was amazing. And I think that was a big shift for me. So thank you so much, Remy. I am definitely in for the next event or whatever event you're going to be doing. Troy, you're amazing. You've worked so hard for this to happen, and you were on your toes the whole time. So we do appreciate you. Thank you, Remy, for everything.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad that, and as you see, once you connect to the universe, that the idea is the flow. It's infinite amount of knowledge that's connected there that made a lot of people great. So I'm glad you're connected and you're getting that information flowing, and just you won't mind after a while that you don't sleep. It'll just be a good thing because you're gonna love the ideas that come up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. So good. All right, so now we have Jacques Leong. Did I say it correctly? I hope I did.
Yes, you did. Can you all hear me?
Hi, Jacques.
Yes, we hear you. Beautiful.
Yes, hello. So frankly, my wife have to literally drag me to your event. But once I got there, it was an awakening. It was a total awakening for me to see the hospitality and your humility. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Troy, for animating the event. Thank you for your guest entertainment, Kevin Blake, and other people. Thanks a lot to making my weekend a memorable one. And I had great time. Thinking back, that information about everything is available, but you guys have awakened me about it's out there, that all I have to do is to reach out for it, is to be open to all these ideas, and wealth and abundance will come from listening, from being receptive to what's going on around me. And that did awaken me, gives me plenty of ideas to how to tackle life. And even my objective is not, I'm not looking for wealth as an end product. What I'm looking for is fulfillment of what I want to achieve in life. Without looking at the results, I'm just looking at my fulfillment, what I want to do in my lifetime. And I think when you look at it from that angle, no matter what happens, you have highs and lows in your journey. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what really matters is that I'm happy about my journey, right? It's about helping others, sharing the time that we have on Earth, and being able to make good things out of that time on Earth. So I don't really see, I don't put constraint on myself. You got to make this, you got to make that amount of money, you got to make this. As long as I live my life the way I want to live it, and that it's full it's fulfilled and that I am able to achieve what I want to do on earth. So that's my objective. Looking back, this is what I want to do, because you could be really disappointed sometimes when you set yourself some hefty goals, you put pressure on yourself, undue pressure, I think, because you pick up what life gives you. You look at what's possible, you reach for the star, of course, but sometimes you can reach for certain things and you have to be content at some point on what you have achieved in life. So that's my philosophy, very humbly. And it takes a lot of persistence. It takes a lot of inspiration. You have to, and it just reminds me the need of humans is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you guys heard about the Maslow hierarchy of needs, and that awakens me and say, this is what I need. And hopefully I will achieve that self-actualization, which is the top level of everything. And this is my aim, is to fulfill my life with real self-actualization. That's my goal. And thanks a lot again for making my weekend memorable, all the connection, all the love, all the friendship. I will never forget that weekend. And thank you all.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did come. You brought a lot of good energy.
I love that. My wife dragged me here. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I came. It's so good. Thank you, Jacques. It's so good. Wow, it's so amazing. All right, we have Halima. Amazing, happy Halima. Here we go.
I'm already laughing, I'm already happy. Thank you, Troy. I suppose first I should say I was actually becoming increasingly more and more nervous, I think, coming close to being on camera. And then I thought, if it makes you nervous, it's probably worth it. So I stayed on because it's the lyric from the song. And then once I thought of saying that, I was like, no, I have to stay on camera. Right? For some reason I was nervous. So I basically stitched myself up with remembering the lyrics and these things coming to me. But Remy, as everyone else said, thank you so much for having us in your beautiful home. The view, it's incredible, right? It's so spectacular. So thank you so much for having us there. And I just wanted to say, I mean, there's so many things now. In person, I couldn't be there for some of it, but there's so many things that I got from the event. I'm so grateful for that. If people are like a family who understand, what you're talking about, and it links into something else I was going to say, which was, because for years I've had this awareness of conditioning and I've been talking to people about it. But to then meet people that are always all talking about the same things, it's so incredible. And it's so incredible. And it's the same with Troy's calls. And they made me so grateful. And it's linking into something I shared yesterday, which it started, Remy, when I was at yours and I stepped outside for some air and you started tapping into the universe. And I sat down on the chair at the exact right time, of course, and I tapped in. And it was like having a conversation with the universe. Like Uta, we were talking about this. I don't know if she's on the call as well, just before. She said some fantastic things, and it was about asking God. And actually, I was tapped into the universe, and I was, and the answers were like being written, like they were like written in like a cursive, and then there was a picture of a flower, and it was like blossom, and it was coming. And basically, then since then, it got to the point that like yesterday, I messaged Roberto, and I was like, just gonna go and mind map with the universe about the business. Like I was just on the way to a coffee shop, It's so amazing. It's so wonderful. And at the moment, I've got to shift some kind of heavy old like blah, blah, blah. And the universe is like helping me to do that kind of at my level. And it's so kind, it's so gracious, it's so helpful. And to be in that kind of conversation and have that aid there, at a time where I didn't realize that I would need it. I was like, boom, going to LA, and then got back from LA, and I was like, oh, then there's all this stuff that I was just not looking at because I was so focused on LA, but this stuff has to be just done. Let's just sort it out really quickly, So it's like bin, keep. And I'm like, right, bin, keep, And it's like on such a level that you can just, and sometimes, it might be a little bit, you feel something, but it's so, and then if I feel something, I'm like, that's conditioning, and I'm still doing the stuff from before. But really that kind of, it wasn't the meditation where you're holding hands. I wasn't there for that. But in terms of tapping in and getting those answers, it's like, wow. Because I'm like, I'm going to go back to the tech sector. And I was like the top salesperson on the floor then. So now what is going to happen?
Right.
You know, me and the universe is going to be so much money. It's like so amazing. Because before I was like, you know, double green. I was like, bam, 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 just as me like 6-7 years ago. So now it's like, oh my goodness me, like I'm already working, you know, and I'm doing that, but whoever hires me is going to get so rich, dear Lord, it's unbelievable. It's just like the most fantastic things. So we're like, you know, I'm talking to an old manager next week, and I'm not going to tell him, like I messaged Roberto, I'm not going to say like I'm working with the universe, because actually that's probably something to keep to yourself amongst like other human beings that we love dearly. But you know, it's going to be like, look, I'm going to make you so much money, which I would have said anyway, right? But now it's like this incredible gift, this incredible blessing, which actually with the work side of things, I was always fine. But in my personal life, to be able to tap into that and have that, you know, that conversation, it's just so phenomenal. And to have met people where you can say, I can message Roberto and being like, I'm going to go mind map with the universe about the business, you know?
That's great.
It's just like game changer, and with all the love in the world. And it's fun, you know, it's fun. It's so fantastic. It's like, I'll share very quickly. So I said some stuff to Roberto. He said, can you write that down for me and send it to me? So when I thought I'm going to mind map with the universe, I was thinking about like other stuff about the business. And then it literally all came up, and I wrote it down. And then afterwards I was like, and it was literally everything that I'd covered with him in like a 10 to 15 minute conversation in like 5 sentences. Boom, 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 boom. It was like done. And then it was like a fun thought from the universe, you know, as well. It was so amazing, you know. And I think for me, the next step is trusting it, right? You can see how my hand is shaking, like trusting it, you know. It's so amazing. I can feel the energy inside me. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much. It's changed my life to be connected to people who understand what I'm talking about, and at such a deeper level. And then I'm understanding stuff about paradigms. And then Shane messaged me, and I was like, Shane, could you explain that to me a little bit more? And everything shifted around me in terms of the conversations I have with my parents, even my dad. Like, he made me laugh. And you know, it's just things that are happening around me. I'm like, Shane's such a wonderful man. And my dad said from his mirror, was like, thank you very much. And it really made me laugh. Right. So everything is just the conversation I had today when I went to Wimbledon. It's like all the conversations I'm having are about pivoting, or they're about God, or they're about, you know, miracles. And it's just like, wow. Like everything is just shifting, and it's the most incredible thing, you know. So I listened back to the call last night, and I realized when I started talking, I talk really quickly. When I used to work in sales, I used to, like, my manager said, like a metronome, you're like, just slow down. So actually I don't know how quickly I've spoken.
No, because your mind is moving so quickly. Sometimes I talk and I kind of skip some words because I'm already ahead of what I'm saying. And I recognize that when I was signing some of the books, you know, I would write it so fast and I forgot, oh, I better put this letter. I kind of like skipping a few letters. Connect. But what's really good is like when you have somebody that you connected here with, you know, the exercises we did about connecting and thinking one thought together and all that.
Yeah.
You can do that now on your own. Like if you have a group of 2 or 3 people you really connect, and you guys want to get together and just kind of like think one thought. It's amazing how you all 3 will connect to the universe, because it doesn't matter how far you are. Universe is vast, so that information is there. It's great when we're all here. But now that you're connected, you can, like Roberto, you can connect with him, and you can think together, and it'll create a third mind, and you'll all tap into the universe thing together. So it'll be good that this group just keep on connecting with each other and this calls and stuff. So if it's only one additional person or 2 or 3, or you're coming with people, just some of the exercises we're doing are just really closing your eyes, picturing the universe, and you just tapping into that information. And it's amazing how much information will come back. It is just so vast. That's why you'll get to a point like you can't sleep because there's so much information coming, but it's all things that you asked for, so it's all useful and stuff. So you just have to parse it out.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Can I ask,
Okay.
do you think with that it's in person, or you can do it over, like if you're speaking on Zoom or something, you
Yeah,
can do it?
that's what I'm saying. You could do you're connected to
Ooh.
universe, so you could do it over Zoom or phone call. Because it's all around, so it works like
Okay,
Zoom.
good. Oh, those are
You
like,
can be far
Roberto, I'm
away.
coming to Canada. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Shane, I'll see you next summer. Sorry, you're next. So that's great. Okay, wonderful.
That's awesome.
Thank you
you,
so
Raymond.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. So much love to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that.
Beeping.
All right. So look at this. We got Anna, and hold on a second. Got the daughters. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Say hello.
Hi. No, me. It's my turn to speak.
Hi.
I just want to say thank you for you guys signing my book.
Oh, a pleasure. Great having you girls here.
Giving me some free book. I'll see you next time.
Definitely. It was great having you here. I'm glad you're learning all this early. I mean, it'll just seep into your subconscious mind. You have such a head start now from everybody else. So it'll be interesting to see you a year, 5 years, 10 years from now, how you think and do.
What about you? What do you have to say?
Thank you for letting me come.
Ah, it was great having you here. We love the young energy. Just reminded me when I was 12 and I felt, oh wow, can I absorb all this with this young and stuff? And I was able to connect young enough to get it all, enough to be able to leave home and achieve the things I did. So it's good that you're learning this young.
Well, my name's Sheila and my heart is so full. I'm so grateful. I can't even name everybody off enough. Rami, thank you for opening your home, sharing your wisdom. Troy, thank you for always having your heart open to serve, to help everyone, to lift us up. Tammy and Meredith, to all that behind the scenes help. Honestly, I was on about 2 hours sleep each night. So it was, very exhilarating. And I just want to thank each and every one of you that welcomed Anna as your own and uplift her and just created such a safe and authentic or safe place for her to be her authentic self. And she's not able to do that in school, and I really want her to be in these environments and this to be our new norm. So this can be what her nervous system knows as normal. And Bella as well. She's gotten the energy off the event as well from us coming home to her. And just it is just being in the energy of it all and connecting with everyone and coming back. I can't believe it's been almost a week since we've been back, but I definitely want to connect with everyone that I can. And there was a lot going on there. So I know we didn't even get to connect as much as we're going to have to do a week-long retreat or something to be able to.
So thank you for next time.
Yes, but it was a wonderful time. Thank you all. My heart is just so full.
I'm glad you came. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Bye. Bye-bye. So good. Okay, so we got Jacqueline. Here we go.
Hello. It's so wonderful seeing you again. I always kind of get heady and everything and connect to my heart. I was able to go to Egypt and I was able to come down the pyramids, and I thought that was one of the highlights of my life. And then I met you and I said, I would love to be in your home because you're so inspiring. It's almost like sitting at the foot of Jesus Christ. And then when you had the opportunity to meet at your home, I said, I wanted to be at his home while it's happening. So you're my mountaintop in my neighborhood.
Thank you.
20 minutes away. And what I recognize is abundance is everywhere.
It is.
It's everywhere. So that's what I want to share. And I think of you all the time because you are wisdom, you are love, you are how to do it personified. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It was really great. I remember at the end how much we hugged at the end. It was really a great connection, a lot of great, amazing energy from you. So I'm glad you got so much out of this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Oh, here we go. All right, we have the power couple here.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Should never forget the power couple.
Thank you so much for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to look into the universe. Thank you so much. Yeah, what else can be said except thank you, and we'll be at your next one. How about that? Because we want more of what you've been able to extract from your experiences and to give out freely. So, is there one thing to say? Because I have other things to say here, but let you go ahead.
Okay, all right, great. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. Thank you, Rainey. Thank you, your sweet, beautiful wife. It was so wonderful to meet her. And thank you, Troy and Meredith and Tammy and all the behind scenes, Gary, everybody who was really pulling together. It was seamless to me. And God knows I've been to a lot of events, right? But it was wonderful. It was so wonderful. Thank you. And I just want to say that our Uber driver who picked us up the morning to take us to the airport, his life has been changed forever because we rocked his world.
Oh, that's great. Keep on sharing it, paying it forward. That's great.
You got one of your books.
I know. He was just like, oh my God, he was at the stoplight and he was like, looking. So we're passing it forward. But one of the things that I want to say for myself is that I reset my mind. We had already been like in this past month on our book club and on our group coaching, we had been talking about mindset and how important that is. And somehow it all connected. It just came together for me sitting in the room and you and Troy talking about, it's mindset and you got to reset that mind. You can't do great things doing the same shit you've been doing before, right? I mean, you got to like shift it. And so I feel like that since we got home, I've just been like detaching, not getting attached to whatever outcome it is. And Tom and I have been practicing that. And I mean, it's really great to have a partner who's like-minded with us coming this, together in the same way. And so we're able to like take in the information and then share it back and forth because he heard it different than I did. And so thank you. Deep, deep bow to you and to you both so much. We can't wait till the next one.
And
excited.
And a great big thank you for everyone that we met there.
Yes. Oh my God.
There's so much power there because there was like-minded, like Troy was saying, and like you said, Ramey, particularly when we were all connected in our hands, we generated a force that was not to be denied.
No, I mean, and it can never be denied that you implanted that. And we received it. So Absolutely. We want to say so much. Thank you for that. One
thing that I believe is a pivotal understanding here is that when you ask the universe for something, don't be tentative about it. Go in with the understanding that when you ask once and then it's done. You don't have to keep asking over and over. And that's aligned with begging.
And no begging.
No begging.
No begging the universe. No.
No, you go in
Just
with.
Be open to it.
Yes.
It'll give you all the information you want. I mean, that's why I keep on saying tapping into the universe's infinite knowledge. Is all the knowledge that you'll ever need to have to in the past and today and in the future. I mean, that's why we've created so much today and people's created so much and back to Einstein and everything. The universe has all the information you need. It's the universe. So being able to tap into it, which I'm glad more and more people were able to do it. And the more practice you do it, and just let yourself do it. I mean, like I was trying to say, every night, before you go to sleep, just think of the universe, connect, and even if you do that 5-10 minutes before you sleep and let all these ideas flow, you'll wake up with some amazing ideas the next morning.
I know that. Go ahead. I know there are a lot of people that want to say things here, so I'm going to be very brief with this. it's like the analogy here. If you have somebody that has limited information here on this planet, and you have the universe on this side, which has all the answers from the beginning to the end, and how to handle all the in between, which one are you going to listen to?
Exactly.
It's a logical decision to make it for the universe. So we have to not necessarily disregard, because the universe does work through other people to give us information, but don't rely solely on other people that are living on this planet who have lived here for a limited number of years in which the universe is infinite. So that's one thing. The next thing is, Ramey, we did read your letter to us.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much for clarifying ideas that were floating out there with not a lot of clarity. Okay, thank you for that. The thing that I talked with Zan about this morning when we read this letter are the following. It shows your transparency. I love that. It shows your integrity. I love that. It also shows that you give clarity so that questions that arise are answered. It shows your authenticity to make sure that there is a win-win for everyone.
Yes.
You have shown that you overpromise and the reverse. You underpromise and overdeliver to make sure that there is a win-win, that basically everyone's conscience is clear.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And that's why also at the end of this call, I'm going to take some whatever questions people have to throw anything up and get you there.
Okay. And the other thing that this letter does, it concretes your following.
I'm glad.
And you are the example, one of the prime examples that we can go to this letter and model our SOPs from.
That's great.
So thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that.
But there's one more thing. It's someone's birthday today.
Who's that?
Oh, happy birthday.
Birthday.
Thank you, Troy.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Ray.
And Troy, you exceeded every expectation that I had about you.
I love your authenticity about not wearing any shoes. I love that.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off.
It is funny. You kind of connect. That's why when we were doing the exercise, I did because I saw somebody hugging a tree and seeing Joss Stone, not wear shoes, and she wants to be connected to the universe more and stuff. And not to tell things out of school, but a lot of times when I want to connect to the universe, I'm thinking I go outside and lay in a hammock totally naked. So I just have no restrictions. So maybe when we do this next year and do a whole week's thing, don't be surprised if I have you all be naked and connect. So it'll be interesting.
Rabies colony.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
We're grateful.
Thanks, Zan. Thanks, Tom. Love you. That's so good. All right, we have Denny. Here we go. My neighbor.
Yes. Hello, Troy. Hello, Remy. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Denny. Good to see you here.
Yes, I'm so feeling great, and the energy is still here. And I left the event thinking, wow, my life is so lucky to meet all great people here, and especially Troy. I noticed you really giving. You are different, Troy, from last year. Yeah, and I heard a lot of story. People from England, from Germany, and from Australia. They fly all the way. I really admire that. And Remy, I think that I was so lucky to meet you in my life. You make such an impact in my life, and I know that from now on my life will be better and better. Yes. So I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
No, thank you. Now just keep this up, and through repetition, practice, it's amazing. By the time another event comes next year, you guys will be so highly elevated. Then I want to take you to a higher plane, even, because the more you're connected with the universe, also all these principles we've been teaching from Think and Grow Rich and I put in the book will become more clear, and you'll understand more how to apply it. So that's one of the also reasons why we want to raise ourselves to a different level of resonation. So all this information seems so simple, and you get it. So that's why I thought it was a really good thing just to get connected and just resonate in a whole different level than almost everybody else, so they ignore what the universe has to offer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.
Nice.
Big hugs, my friend. Wow, so good. Brendan, here we go, bud.
Hey, Brendan, good to see you.
So I want to say thank you, not just for like the information, just because I feel like the information and the wisdom is super useful, but it's more like the energy I got from being there. I feel like it's like ingrained in me, and it's like almost wipes out all of like the fear that I had in me, like fear and like negativity that I didn't even know was in me, and it's like replaced it with faith. Something I noticed like I'm thinking bigger automatically. It's not like I don't have to try to think bigger. It's more of just like I naturally think bigger, and then like the detachment stuff didn't really make sense to me at first, but like now I kind of see it as like almost like the outside world doesn't matter in relation to what's going on inside. It's just you have the image inside, and then the outside world just projecting stuff, and maybe there's obstacles and things that come, but you don't have to care about it. You don't have to like get emotionally involved in whatever happens. You just keep moving forward through it, and you'll eventually get to your goal. And then you use like the knowledge and the wisdom to help you navigate through those circumstances. But it's just, they're just there. And that helped me. I don't know, like it's just like it took me like a few days for everything to process, and to like, because like I was kind of, it was like a lot after the event happened. I was just like too much in my head about it. But then after like days are going by, it's easier to just like almost implement the stuff and use it, and like sinks into you. And I also wanted to say thank you to Moss, because I don't know what he did, but he did something to me. And he like he said there was like something off with my energy, and I was like split into 4 different people, and he like touched me. And then he said he was merging me into one, and I honestly don't know what he's talking about, but it did something to me. Like I felt it like minutes afterwards, and when I woke up the next day, and it's tremendously helped me. I felt like a bunch of trauma and a bunch of stuff that was in me was just like wiped out instantly. And I don't know what he did, but just want to say thank you to him also.
No, that's great. I saw you in the audience, and I saw at first you were asking questions, and I said, when you're ready for to get it, you'll get it. And I knew if they're sunk in after a day or two, you'll start getting it. So, but it was a ton of information in such short period of time. But I'm glad it finally hit you, because I knew you're going to have your aha moments. And so, oh, okay, now I get why. I understand how dashing, or I understand about a lot of things. So you want to. So finally, when you're ready to process it, you process it, and now you're getting it. So it'll be great. You'll keep on doing that for a very long time. So and keep on repeating, look and stuff, and you'll see, like reading the book over again, you'll find new things, or looking at the videos again, new things will come up that you didn't really get before, and all of a sudden, oh, now I get this. Okay, I can see how all this works. So I'm glad you're getting there, which is really great, because you deserve it. You're a special person, you have great energy, and I know you'll do a lot with your life. It's great.
Hey, Brendan, I want to say something to you directly. It's so awesome to hear how you're speaking right now. It's way different. And dude, big hugs to you, man. You're doing the work. It's very clear. What you said today it's like I was smiling, going, oh my gosh, that's great. He had a breakthrough. You can feel it. All of us can feel it.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I remember the first times we talked, and where he couldn't even afford to get the book, and how different his confidence is now. Now he feels he can do anything. So it's good. This is a shift we want to see in people and change our lives that way. That's right.
Yeah, and it's only the beginning, Brendan. It's only
Yeah.
the beginning. Gosh, you're so far ahead with where you are right now. You're way ahead of me. So that's good, considering your age and stuff, what you're doing. So congratulations. Amazing. Continue to do the work.
I had a question. I don't know if we're supposed to.
I'm sorry, what is it? Let me pull you back on. Hold on.
I had like a quick question. I don't know if we're supposed to ask questions now or just testing.
Yeah, I was gonna do it at the end, but if you have a quick one, go ahead.
Let me pull you
It was
up
like, how do you protect yourself from the energy of other people? Because I feel like I pick up everybody's energy around me, and I'd like to just keep the good energy in me. But like sometimes it just happens automatically. So how do you stop yourself from doing
Well,
that?
your positive energy is going to be so strong. It's almost like I was watching Star Trek and they where they put the shield on before somebody attacks them with phasers. So that positive energy will just kind of shield you from all the negative. You'll recognize it almost right away. It'll bounce off. Other people's opinion, everything else doesn't really matter at all. So just like it was me, it just bounces off me like it doesn't really matter at all. So you'll get that too.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brendan. That was a great question. All right, now we have Yvette. Let's pull you up here, Yvette. There we go.
Mute.
Now, Yvette.
Hi, Remy. Hi, Troy. This is amazing. I know a lot of people have said thank you, and I have to say thank you because, you know, you didn't know many of us, but you didn't have any fear. You just opened your doors and we just came in. We could be anybody, but you show us how you practice what you teach. And when I came with the intention of taking notes all the time. But after the first day, I just thought, I'm just gonna immerse myself into that energy because I can feel the positive energy that it was just like we came in with an empty tank and you were just filling us up with your positive energy that you have with everything that you do in your life. And I gotta share something that happened here. Usually when I traveled, I left my two sons in the house on their own. And everybody knows when you have boys in the house on their own, what they normally do. But whenever I go somewhere else, I'll be calling and finding out what they're doing and all of that. I never did. Maybe because of the time difference, that was really big. But again, I didn't worry about what they were doing. And I came home. Yes, they had their friends around, but they managed to clean the house before I came back. I could see that there were people in the house, but they did something that they never do. Usually they leave the mess and I come back, I'm just so upset and everything. But I came home, I was just so cool with all the energy that you gave us to not to care about the circumstances. And you've charged us with that. And I think I'm going to be listening to and be watching this event over and over again, because whatever our paradigm just kicked in, you need to, I just have to have that image, that coolness that you had, you know, smiling all the time. Maybe your jaws must have hurt because you were smiling the whole time. I was looking and watching, you know, expecting what time when you're going to maybe put your guard down, but it shows that you are genuine. You are doing what you wrote in your book. You are doing what you've been telling us for the whole 3 days that we were there. And this is very, very inspiring. And I don't know how much I can say thank you to you. And that's what I was going to say. As for the other question, I think there will be another session, but I need to say thank you so much for being, you know, so kind and giving us that kindness, because that's what you've done. We filled up our tanks. The love and the positive energy that was around, I've never seen it before. We had a talk yesterday, a call yesterday, and I told them that, you know, even in a church and growing up as a religious person, I've never felt so much love in a group of people the way I felt it within those 3 days. And, you know, it was like, you changed everybody that was there. We were like, we know each other from, I don't know, so long, where most of them, we never met each other. So most of them, we were talking behind the screen, but it's just like, we just connected. We met everybody, but it was just like brothers and sisters around. So I can't wait for the next one. Your energy is just so powerful, and we're back with it, and things are just changing in our lives. I'm sure everybody did say it, but it's amazing. And thank you so much. And thank you, Troy, for bringing us to this event. And I can't say much.
Yeah, I'm glad. And you see, because you detach about your sons and everything, aren't you happier? You're not judging your son. You're not angry at your sons.
No.
Detaching, that's why everybody needs to practice detaching more and more of these things. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Even your sons love it. What would it change if you sat there word and called every single day? Because you let go of it, you're able to be happier and love your sons even more for it. And just in the energy alone, they felt the responsibility to clean and stuff. So just good. So detaching is really such a big part of my life, and I find the positive results from in not caring about what happens, because it does open you up to have more unconditional love and give you confidence and happy and not worried, and get rid of a lot of fears, which is a big thing. Because even my relationship with my wife is different than my past relationship, because I let go of anything that she does. It doesn't matter what she does, and it doesn't bother me, and she tends to care more because of that. So it's a good thing, because if I was jealous and always on top of her, what are you doing? What's this? What that? You know, then it wouldn't be the same relationship. So letting go of things are so important. But anyway, I'm glad you experienced that.
Even right now, I just dropped him to the station because he woke up. He was going to work and he woke up late, and he started to get worked up because he's late. And I said to him, listen, I'm going to drop you to the station to make the time a bit shorter, but you need to calm down, because if you start working yourself up, because it is what it is. That's what I learned from Troy on that day. He kept saying, it is what it is. I said, you are already late. If you want to go to work, but forget about being late. All you want to do is just to get there. And just by telling him that, he calmed down, because he'll be screaming all the time. He'll be screaming and swearing and whatever, but he just got so calm. And I dropped him to the station. He said, thank you so much, Mom. And you don't know how much you've helped me. Usually it's going to be like, but I'm just, what I got from you, I'm transmitting it to him. And this is amazing.
You're going to have a much more happier, calm life. And you'll see. It's great. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Yvette.
Thank you.
This is so good. These are so good. Oh my God. So we have Shar Moore. Let's pull you up here. Here we go.
Hello. So look, I want to talk about results. I mean, my gratitude, my heart is full like everyone else. So appreciative of the opportunity. Lovely Teresa went last year and let me know it was on. That's how I found out about it. And my husband Russ and I came from Australia, but it really woke me up. And the biggest things I took away from there, Rami, was your no fear and your conviction to whatever it is you want. One of the best statements I think I heard that resonated with me on the weekend was that if I want to be president, I will. And there wasn't any seed of doubt. There wasn't any, well, maybe I'll try it. No, it was like, if I decide to be president, that is what I will be. And I took that amongst many other gems from the weekend and ran with it. And so even getting the confidence, I've obviously, like many of you, have loved John Gray for years. And when he was there, as soon as he walked into the drinks Friday night, I knew it was him. And even though he hasn't been announced, I just knew And I walked straight up to him, which is not what I would normally do as an introvert. But I already had this no fear feeling from you. And I went straight up to him and talked to him and had a conversation. And then I asked him something I would never normally ask anybody that's successful, was would he look at endorsing our Impact coffee table book? And within seconds, he felt my energy and my conviction to rescuing these sex trafficked girls that we're working towards. He put his hand on his chest and he said, I'd be honored to. And I thought, wow, for someone that's never met me, he's such a genuine human being. But that's because like attracts like. You've called someone that in, you've got a beautiful friendship. Your universal call that you taught us all to do before bed, I do it every night and every morning. And I'm not getting to the point yet where I'm not sleeping because of ideas, but I'm having the best sleep, but the most vivid dreams. So it's like the universe is, yeah, it's talking to me while I'm asleep. So I'm waking up feeling incredibly refreshed after a great sleep, but with all these ideas of who I need to see and what I need to do and what needs to happen to finish this book. When I came to the event, I'd been asked to find $500 million for a mining deal. And my words and languaging before I came to the event was, I'll do my best. When I left the event, I said, it's done.
That's great.
It's only 500 million. I mean, come on, there's so much money out there. Now it's done. And this week we've got 2 more prospects interested in this project just from coming to your event. I wanted to spend more time with Maz and his lovely wife, Faye. And I thought, I'm just going to ask. Faye and I have the most incredible connection. We had lunch with them on Monday. We're doing some other projects with them because of your event, had the confidence to ask. There's a big conference here in Vegas where Russ and I are at the moment, and it's sold out. But after your conviction too, you just decide and you go. I knew I would be at this event. It's sold out. It's a big women's conference. It's on Monday and Tuesday. I just knew I was going to be there. And everyone I asked, oh no, Shar, it's sold out. It's okay. I'm going to be there. I chose my outfits. I've got them hanging in my cupboard. 2 nights ago at midnight, I got an email from someone saying, I'd like to gift you my ticket because I can't come. For free. I don't even need to pay. I'm going. And I knew I was going from the minute I made that decision. I know I need 50 more people for my documentary and book. It's now done. I don't know who they are, where they're going to come from, how they're going to come in my life, but I know they will. And I'm ordering a pearl white color private jet. And you and Troy and the team will be the first ones on it. Thank you all so much. I love this community.
Right. Thank you.
Wow. Remy, this is so good. Thank you, Shar. Amazing. Wow. That's all we can say is like, wow. It's so great. All right, so we got Andy. Here we go. Hi, Andy.
Hey, Remy, Troy. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I wasn't at the event, but I watched the live stream, and I wanted to share an idea that came to me. And before I share this idea, I had these 2 other ideas I wanted to, before this 3rd idea makes sense. And I wanted to like ask, like, if this is like too big, or like, is this like something like can actually be achieved, or something can just be like put in a movie. And so my first idea I had was, let's see here, I wrote it down. Okay, so I asked, what if there's a way to bypass the filter or the rigorous process to get the idea we want from infinite intelligence immediate in an instant, like how AI is able to spit out or generate its content? Is there a way that could be possible? And I said, like, I mean, maybe something like that could be achieved with a Neuralink, but maybe I could make an invention, something that's similar to Neuralink. And is there a reason why we have that limitation to infinite intelligence and not AI? Is that limitation meant to be removed? But then I asked myself, but then if it wasn't meant to be removed or be able to achieve, then why would I get the idea from infinite intelligence to remove that limitation or filter in the first place, to get those ideas instantly and to use it at will on command? And then that was the first idea. And the second idea that came up to me was, there's got to be some sort of telepathic communication device that is able to share genius ideas or ideas from infinite intelligence instantly, telepathically, without needing to like form the words into sensible words to others to create like a crazy mastermind effect. And like literally exponentially genius ideas by telepathically being connected to each other and having our vibrations and thoughts in sync, and literally combining our infinite intelligence together to get some wild ideas by having like working like an instant domino effect of bouncing ideas back and forth instantly at like a rapid pace, like a snowball effect. Telepathically communicating ideas together in the form and feeling of a strong deja vu experience or similar to that while being in that high vibration state without needing to take the time to form the idea into sense of words, speak it, have the other person audibly hear it, make sense of it, then provide the mastermind feedback by forming it into sensible words, speak it, etc. When we can just instantly bypass all that and get the feedbacks to bounce ideas back and forth to form a great idea, like putting a puzzle together. Also having it record those ideas and have it write it down or put it in an audio format, video format, so it can like instantly capture that idea instantly from the multi combined intelligence from everyone. Like how that AI project from somewhere I saw was able to form an image or record someone's mind and make an image from which was exactly what the person was thinking. And the only way that device can work is that it can sense a singular desired thought of something. Of the only way the device will work is that it can sense the singular desired thoughts of the same thing, and since the vibrations of frequency are high and in sync on the same frequency, so that it now activates and this strong deja vu effect takes place. Then let the domino effect of bouncing ideas back and forth take place to get the powerful ideas. And then that leads to the third idea that came to me on the event when I was watching the live stream. And it was to create a soft blanket, or more specifically, a gel liquid that has all sorts of fibers, wires, smaller microchips. And the gel, like if there are veins and vessels that sit on top of the brain and around it, that basically acts like a mother brain to the brain, like an extension of it. Basically, extra brain process slowly gets infused into the brain and away, and all those wires in the gel have points, like points and smaller chips throughout the gel. And those points have the fibers that pierce the brain, just like how the Neuralink works. And each point has as much fiber as just the one Neuralink. And it acts like a brace, like braces for the teeth, where it can physically rewire and mold the brain into a high state of thinking, because the brain is elastic. Or maybe even copy the exact brain structure and wiring of someone successful in order to think like them, to achieve the same exact thinking of those successful people, like a popular celebrity or Elon Musk, Albert Einstein, whatever desired thinking. And all those chips and wires and fibers all originate on one main singular point, which will then be the main Neuralink chip. Chip will have an external socket of connection that leaves the door open to all sorts of external devices that can be connected to it for different applications, like being connected to AI to use it for our own purposes, or like play video games with our mind and put, or whatever fears I put, so that worry of being mind controlled or whatever fear the public has is no longer a concern, because what's inside the brain, or whatever fear the public has is no longer concerned, because what's inside the brain, that gel, fibers, and microchips inside just simply makes the brain operate at a very high and enhanced level, cures all mental disabilities, deficiency, and just makes the brain, the conscious mind, very sharp. And allows no wireless signal that can influence it, unless a device is connected to the device.
So Andy, so what your question about this is what?
Oh, sorry. I was wondering, is this realistically, like, how can someone make this possible in real life?
Yeah,
this could be invented.
Let me answer that real quick, just for now. Frankly, I know you want to build something or something that connects to be able to access better and stuff, but believe it or not, you don't even need to. I mean, Einstein didn't need to or anything else. You will automatically, your brain is a conduit itself, you know, and by thinking and connecting to the universe and stuff, you'll get that information. You don't need anything to enhance it but your brain, because your brain will have it all. It's just it is its own antenna. It's just you just tuning your brain, like I say, like a radio to 96.1 to get this information and this information. So it's more by getting yourself connected with the universe right away. You don't need any external machines or anything else, because it'll flow to you. So anything else, a conductor or anything, or whatever you think that you can create, it's more of a block. I mean, you're part of the universe, so you're automatically connected. Your brain waves, the way intuition works, and the way you think, and how everybody got all this information. It'll come to you. So you don't need to create or build anything. You just be open to it, connect to it, and you'll get whatever Elon Musk is thinking it's out there in the universe, or anybody else is thinking. So it'll be automatic for you, and you'll get so much information, you'll just be overwhelmed, just like you're thinking about it and you wrote all this down because you got connected. But you won't need anything to really anything more than your brain to do what you need to do, because it's all there. Your brain is very powerful. I don't know if that answered your questions or not, but
You got that, Andy? Oh,
Yeah.
he froze. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. You wrote
thank
all
you.
that stuff. It's like something out of a movie.
Yeah, I'm an artist. So I think I'll put that little or something.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you, Andy. All right, we have Linda Rita. Lovely Linda Rita. Here we go.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Linda.
Hi,
How are you?
Troy. Hi, Rami. I just wanted to say thank you so much for welcoming me into your home, and for the hospitality and everything. For me, it was really a transformational experience. I actually it was a last minute thing for me. It's almost like a calling. It's almost like there was a Batman symbol.
That's funny.
Like a Batman symbol calling, and I saw, and I was like, oh, I think I need to go there. And then when I was with with all the things happening at the same time, it was almost like the fear was there. I had a lot of the ghost fears. I don't know, there's 6 ghost fears, but I think I had like 7. So the fears were kicking in with me going to the event, but it helped me to you inspired me to overcome fears that I had in me. Even public speaking, for me, I had a fear of public speaking, and for me it was also overcoming and stepping those barriers and overcoming the barriers that helped me to also be able to speak out and to share myself, being there with everyone and connecting in this awakening, with the spiritual awakening that I'm having, with overcoming all of the ghosts of fears. For me, it felt like all the energy there, and meeting everyone, it was such an amazing experience with the connections and the energy, that it felt like all the superheroes came into one place, and that everyone brought their own special gifts. And that like your Batman and Troy is like Professor Xavier from the X-Men. We're all the X-Men coming together, coming to one place to share our special powers and our special gifts, and meeting everyone with their special abilities. It was just an incredible experience for me. So yeah, I wanted to thank you
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
that. And also I admire your fearless attitude, and so it's so inspiring how that helps me to overcome my fears and my barriers as well. Yeah, so I wanted to say thank you.
Yeah. And the more you get rid of fear, the more you get connected to the universe. And fear is a big blocker for achieving anything, trying things. Fear is a really horrible thing, and it's the #1 killer of anything. So the more you get rid of fear one at a time, and the more you'll get connected, and the more you'll get rid of more and more fear. So it's really it's a good thing to recognize you have those fears and just start eliminating them. Because when you end up thinking about what's the worst thing going to happen, and it's never as bad as you're afraid of. So, and you're more efficient, you're more effective when you get rid of fear. So it's a good thing that you're doing that.
Thank you,
Yes.
Linda.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
That was awesome. All right, we got Smiling Shane here.
Hi, Ramy.
Hey, Shane, how are you? He was smiling the whole 3 days.
Good. Oh my God.
I know, huh?
I know.
He was getting it from
I
moment
know.
one. He
I
was
guess-
definitely shining throughout the whole thing. I was watching him.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because like there's nothing to really fear anymore. You know, that's kind of what I got from this. Like life is really just kind of an experimentation. It's kind of a game, and you're just, you know, with the limited time we're here in this world, you know, what are you going to make with it? You know, and you don't need to attach yourself to any painful situations. And you know, actually it's interesting because you said you actually put yourself like through those painful situations because that's how you grow, you know. And I just think like, wow, you know, it's like that's so powerful. And you know, it's just so cool because like now that I realize like, okay, so actually putting myself into those painful moments is how I'm going to grow. You know, I can actually trust my ability to trust my intuition and, you know, actually grow. Because I mean, that's all I really needed to do, was to just trust myself and to even just show up and be there and just see all the amazing connections. I mean, not just with you, but with everyone. And it was just, yeah, it was just so amazing. And I'm so grateful, you know, that you and Troy made this possible. And yeah, it was so awesome, you know. So now I just wonder, like, so now, you know, if I can do things my way, like Frank Sinatra said, you know, what do I want to create? So
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's all up
pretty
to you
awesome.
now. You
Thank
got to make
you.
a decision what you want, and then just go after it. Yeah.
So Ramy,
Sorry.
he said something super cool in a call that we had recently that he got from you.
Mhm.
I thought it was genius. It was amazing.
Mhm.
And what we're talking about is you have a
Shane did
wonderful,
such a
powerful
good job helping everybody.
What was that? You have this wonderful, great habit of focus, right?
Right.
And then he said, willpower, right? My will is my lifeline.
Mhm.
You know, your ability to focus, it'll get you wherever you need to go. I thought that was so amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like your protection from like the outer world towards your vision. So yeah.
Yeah. The outer world doesn't matter if you're an unmovable force. You just go and just do what you want. The outer world are just things that you have to maneuver around. That's all. That's right.
Thank you, Shane.
So awesome. Of course.
Awesome. So we have 6 more hands up, and then after that we can get into what you wanted to talk about there. So we got Alejandro. Here we go. Let's pull you up on the screen.
Hi, hello everyone.
Hey, Landro, how are you?
Hi. Wow, well, it was absolutely amazing. All the people, all the friends. Like I don't have the words to express myself. It's like there was like everybody I talked to was like, hi, how are you? I think we haven't talked. Okay, yeah, what do you do? Whatever. You know, it was like and like listening to all the goals that everybody had there. It was I was like very impressed. Like, wow, this is a real impressive group, you know. And so I was you know, I love the experience. I grew so much. It's like I have this feeling now that the phrase I use is a little bit strange. Like, I don't care about anything. I know it sounds like weird. Like
That's the way you're supposed to think.
It's almost the wrong phrase, but I love the feeling. It's like detachment, 100%, and losing fear. And I think we learned so much, Raimi, and I just want to thank you, thank Troy for everything, and just don't have more words. It's like amazing, and thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you. It's the right phrase.
It's it's detachment, and also like using emotions, like emotions, they just are, they're not negative or positive. Use whatever emotion you have and just to propel your imagination and your goals, and just go for it, like so powerful.
Amazing. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
we got Thomas Jin. Let's pull you up on the screen, my friend. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you beautifully.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, how you doing, Raimi?
Good,
I just want to say thank you. I was at your very first event last July in 2022, and I just want to say thank you for all those that shared today. It brought back a lot of those feelings and emotions and energy that I experienced that still carries over to this day. So I just want to let you know that connecting with the right type of people, the right energy, it will propel you to places you would never thought you could go in the past. So I just want to say thank you, Troy and Cleona, and everybody's put this together to keep it together. I think it's so important. Not all flowers produce fruit. We need bees and hummingbirds to pollinate these flowers to create the fruit that we want in this universe. So reach out to people, share, get to know each other. That's what I highly recommend. Get the fear out of the way that most of us have operated from fear. And I thank Raimi for building my confidence in some of the things they learned a year ago. It's carried over to this day. So nothing wears off. And I appreciate Raimi and what you've done. I was exposed to Think and Grow Rich in 1983. Applied those principles in my business back then, had tremendous success by using that. I dropped those disciplines and focus on those principles until I met up with Bob Proctor and reestablished those principles and thinking about 8 years ago. So, and then being in association with people that are not only writing the content, but being around them, you feel the energy, you sense the energy, you know it's real when you connect with people that have applied the principles that Raimi is teaching from his experience and his wisdom. It's one thing to have knowledge. It's one thing to have wisdom. Wisdom is, the outcome of the decision you make before you make that decision. That's wisdom. It's not knowledge. It's wisdom that caused you to be successful. So, Raimi, thank you very much for creating this group and offering up your hospitality to help share your wisdom to the world. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. By the way, that was pretty cool. We got 4,000 in the group now, huh? In the Facebook group. That's pretty cool. So we got Araneth. Here we go. Let's pull you up.
Hi, Remy. Hello, everyone.
How are
my
you?
God. This is one of the best moments I have in my life. And I did it my way. I love the music. It was the third day when everybody is hugging and dancing together as if nobody is watching, just like explore and just bring all the emotion out together. And it's just so amazing. Until now, I'm still smiling. My jaw is actually tired for smiling all the time, especially that I made the first time we read your book, Remy. I already told myself it's done. I'm going to meet him. And I was in Ireland when I saw the invitation to buy your ticket. And then like before July 31st, I'm going to buy that ticket. And I came home here in San Francisco on July 29. I bought the ticket. And I told to myself, I'm going to bring my husband with me because he's been dealing an adversity for 5 years. And when that detachment, you have to detach everything in your life because you love life more when you say that. And that kind of like trigger his mind. And it's just like, he's over the moon. And it was the best decision I've made to bring him home I'm so grateful to see the other side of him. It's just like I am full of emotions to see him so happy. Like by the time we are all outside and he's touching Remy's hand, like that emotion that's coming in his heart. It's just like so totally he's just like his energy now is just totally different. And right now I asked Tommy if he can include him in the email list, and he wants to join this one every single day. So his mindset totally twists from different direction to being more positive. And that was the biggest gift that I've done so far. Now that we are doing this together, we're doing this, it's more stronger, so yeah, I have more question on the EV mobility as well. Yeah, but that's something that I will probably email you. I have all the documents, of course, but I have more questions regarding about it. But I know there's a lot of people want to talk, but I am just super, super grateful, Remy. Like once again, if you need the CEO of Bank of America,
Okay.
I'm the right contact. Yeah. So thank you once again, and it's just it's just so hard to explain. It's so hard to explain, but thank you for the music as well. And then of and I had all these conversations with Alejandro about the AI as well, but I know the idea is there, Remy, but if you put that idea, and then I'm into it as well. So would be
That's
willing to
great.
invest as well. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you got a lot out of it. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Anila. Here we go. Awesome, Anila.
Hi, Troy. Hi, Remy.
Hi.
I was very emotional throughout the whole weekend. I thought it was really awesome that you guys welcomed us in style because the awesome music, what Troy said, walk of the red carpet, something like that. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed meeting everybody and also learning from you, Remy. I think the biggest thing that stood out to me was the way you think. I've never met, I should say I had never met anybody that thought that big before. And now I have firsthand experience with what it is to think big, because the way you think, Rainy, is amazing. It just was like mind blowing to me. It's like, that's how a billionaire thinks. That's why he's a billionaire. So, I mean, it was like a whirlwind. It was so exciting. And then in the end, I didn't want it to end. I was like, oh no, I'm standing. I don't want it to end. And then of course I came home, and it was kind of like a little dip, I call it, because then I was a little, again. And then I said to myself, you have the book, you better read it. So I had listened to parts of the book that Troy was showing us online on Saturdays when I first joined the Saturday calls, but I hadn't really seen the beginning or read the beginning of the book. And now I have the book. Thank you to you for giving it to me and for signing it for me. I appreciate it. That's very personal and sweet. And I told myself, you know what? You're not the same person that you were when you went in now. You're different because you're in a billionaire's space, you're in a billionaire's energy, you're in a billionaire's house. And so I said, I'm not going to let myself stay down too long. So I read your book, and I was amazed because I saw how strong you have to be It takes a strong person. It takes somebody who is not afraid of rejection, who's not afraid of naysayers, who's not afraid of anything, but is driven, is focused, is committed. And that's what I saw. You were so committed with the three mentors that you had, and you were relentless. You went after what you wanted, no matter what. And I was like, that's what I need to be. That's who I need to be. That's who I need to imitate. So I am so grateful. I also felt so much love in the end. I felt love in the beginning, and I felt love in the middle, and felt love in the end. It was just amazing, and I really wish there was a week long.
Yeah, it felt like it ended too soon myself too, but it is a lot of love, and love is such a powerful emotion, so it definitely helped what went on this weekend.
I also really loved there were some things that are above me. I mean, I'm getting there. I think little by little I will get there, as far as like connecting to the source. I really loved the way we circled outside and we held hands. I wish it wasn't as hot so we could stay that way longer. But I really loved how we all connected. It was as if we all were one. Like there was no like when I closed my eyes, I was like, there's no age, there's no gender, there's nothing separating us. We're all one. And I was like, that is just so beautiful. And I want to get to that level where I can get downloads, like you were saying, get downloads, be inspired. I still have to learn that part. But I do feel more confident. I know when I was speaking to you, I was very nervous and emotional. But I told myself now, I jumped from that to the other. I made the leap, and now I'm more confident. And the things that I have to do that are in front of me, I'm thinking of them differently. I'm telling myself, how would Jamie handle this situation? Well, according to his book, he wouldn't be timid. He would not stop. He would go after it, and he would think big.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to be a part of Troy and Ramey's, both of yours community. I am so grateful that I met both of you. You both made me personally feel very special. I appreciate you listening to me and sharing your wisdom, sharing your home. I really felt at home. I loved that everything flowed. It was not a rigid type of setting. It was very free flowing. And I thought that is the best way to be, because honestly, that's how life is free flowing. We try to put it in a box, but that's not how life is. We have to be bigger thinking, right? Like you say in your book, Remy, many times that you are a few steps ahead, you know? And I told myself, I want to be like that. I want to be a few steps ahead. But how does somebody become a few steps ahead? They have to get outside the box, right? They have to be free flowing. They have to be, spontaneous, right? Because I thought a lot of the meeting was and it was free flowing and beautiful. It was perfect in my opinion. It was exactly the way it was supposed to be for us that were there at that time. So I thank you so much. I'm grateful.
You're welcome. No, thank you so much. And I like the way it flowed to it. And again, Troy and I did not plan any of it. We didn't script it. We're just going to say, let's see what happens, and just kind of an experiment. And just, I knew if I was connected to the universe, I knew exactly what would come out or what I needed to say, and just be part of the room and all that. So it's just like that little clip we wrote, at the time you can't connect the dots later, but all this chaos, all these things are happening. But if you look back, it was a well scripted play. So it seems like it was well scripted and everything was planned out and everything, but we just let it happen as it happened because we knew we were going to get to where we need to go. We had the goals of what we wanted this weekend to be, and we achieved most of those goals. So that was really great. I love things that wasn't forced. Just take our time with things, and not everything will work out perfect, but it works out pretty great most of the time.
I, in my opinion, you were perfectly perfect.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank every single person that was there, from the lady and her band that sang on the first day, to all the speakers that you had, every single person that was part of creating that event. I am grateful because each one of them played their role and they made it even more beautiful and enjoyable for all of us. So thank you so much from my heart. I'm grateful, and I look forward to the next one.
Awesome.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Anila.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's 3 more. We're gonna go Stella. Stella, can you put yourself on camera?
Yes, hello, sunshines. Let me see. Yes, well, that's it. I suppose that is what you see, because I'm outside in the beautiful Denmark. I see the stars. I feel the serenity, enjoying this call. And yeah, so wow. Yeah, about the event, it's total wow. I've been guided to come there. I didn't have expectations. I didn't know what's gonna happen. Well, of course, I heard you guys talking, but it was totally guided. And what was the most precious for me was having this contact with these beautiful souls, huge spiritual souls in human bodies, and having the possibility to talk some minutes, have maybe some private talks with some. It was so encouraging. And even being so blessed, Troy, the last day meeting you and Remy, having some moments with you as well, was like, wow. And about what you did, I think, Remy, you know what? There was something very special about the event. And that was trying to connect and remind to all these spiritual beings who they are, who we are. Right? Therefore, we had all these spiritual activities to connect to the infinite intelligence, the spiritual activities to look up in the skies, to sing and to remind ourselves there are no limits, and the infinite intelligence has no limits at all. And I think you managed to do a lot of great job, because it seems that everybody's telling they're flying. Everybody says that the frequency has changed. And about the flying, you know what? It's fun. I took the flight yesterday, and near me was sitting a pilot. That was quite fun. He was telling me about the flight, and in 3 seconds we are in the air, and everything was happening. I thought that was so fun. And he said something. He said, we are flying with the winds. And before that, I took my magic wand because he was looking for something, and I was like, da-da, with the magic wand. And he found what he was looking for. And then, so we started flying with the winds. We arrived 2 hours earlier. And he said, the magic wand worked. And I know it's not about the magic wand, but everything that happened, the frequency that has changed, the fact that we really feel the connection, like we are different. And this has been a dot to the next dot. And everybody who came was guided to come there. And all the talks that happened, like so amazing. So thank you for facilitating, and thank you for waking us up, reminding how beautiful, big spirits we are. And, being a group of these spirits, we are becoming like unstoppable. It's amazing. And knowing each other. Yeah, thank you, Remy. Yes, everybody all together. So powerful. Yes. Well, so yeah, a heart full of gratitude to each and everyone. I love seeing that nearly everyone is here today from the event, and now setting faces and knowing the spirits is like, wow, it's nice. Thank you. Yeah. So million thanks, billion thanks. This is what we're talking now. Yes, a billion thanks to everybody.
Thank you, Stella.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so there's 2 more. We got Ruben. Here we go. Ruben. Can't hear you. You're muted. You're still muted, Ruben. You got to unmute. There we go. Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I know I can't hear myself. Well, I'd like to say thank you very much to Remy. I really enjoyed the whole program and the motivation, the zeal, the persistence, and I learned so much from there. And I don't know how much to say to him, but it was very, very powerful. And especially, and I would like to say happy birthday to Tammy, and wish you many, many years to come. And I just like to give you a little short happy birthday. Tammy, happy birthday. happy birthday. Happy birthday. Wish you many happy years to come. And Remy, I don't know how to thank you. I learned so much from you. And I'm telling you, right now, I feel so filled. And most of the time, I kind of procrastinate. Now I find myself doing things that I want to do and going with confidence, zeal, and persistence. And I thank you very, very much. Thank you for all the help you gave us. I really enjoyed the whole occasion. I felt like I was at a World Peace Festival. That's how I felt. Like I was at a World Peace Festival. Thank you very much. I can't hear myself. I can't hear anything, but thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Amazing. All right. Last but not least, in any way, shape, or form, we have Elaine and Luke. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Hello, Ramy. Hello,
Hi.
Troy.
How are you?
Thank you so much for such an amazing event. It absolutely was. It was the best weekend of our lives as a family. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and as a mother, it was just so empowering to see the difference in just all of us. Richard now is on our side as well, and he's all interested in all this material. So I have now Luke and Richard and myself. So we're going to be doing some group power thinking, and we're very delighted. And I think Luke wants to say a few words as well.
Thank you for sending me to your house, and I'm talking about the environment too. Thank you so much, and I love visualizing.
Oh, you're welcome. You're the youngest guy here, and you're really powerful. Your energy was great. Everybody loved you here. I'm so glad you came.
Me too. Me too. I got it.
May I also say as well?
He made us a cool car. He made Ramy one too.
Yeah, it was very good card.
Also, the energy of the event was absolutely electric. I'd be quite sensitive to energies, and honestly, Ramy, when I gave you a hug, I could feel the energy almost. I could feel it very, very high frequency. It was almost like an electric shock. So it kind of rebooted me in a very positive way. And thank you so much. And we also went to see the sequoia trees, and I was the one hugging the tree, and I could also feel the energies up there as well. It was so positive. So thank you, Troy. Thank you, Ramy. It really was such a powerful weekend for us as a family, and we came back in a very positive frame of mind. And I faced many a fear trying to get on a plane, because I used to be claustrophobic and afraid of flying and afraid of many things, but I faced the fears, and I'm a different person now. So thank you
You're
very
not
much.
afraid of
That's
them.
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. It was great having you here, and your husband too. He was quiet, but his presence was there. But yeah, I'm so glad that, again, I'm so glad he's getting a head start and getting all this early, and you're teaching him all this, which is all such a good thing to see it happen young. But yeah.
Thank you, Remy. And
You're welcome.
went to school as well, and he told all his friends about it. And
so I told all my friends about it, and they didn't believe me.
Okay. The only person needs to know is you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And when you know it inside, and you have so much power over everything, so it's great.
Yes. Thank you very much, Remy and
you.
Troy. Thank you so much.
Wow.
You're welcome.
That was so cool, Ray. It's so good. So from here, you want to go ahead and tap into what you wanted to share for the letter and the business.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about that. I know if some questions. I would think that we also would have some questions on some of the business ideas and stuff, but I know it's running already 2 hours, so we can maybe do that different call. So just again to clear everything up on, again, we shifted, just like when I was telling you the story about Yale, how I had to shift no matter how much work I did to from Meta search engine to renting cars to Uber and Lyft. So it was definitely something we started thinking 2 months ago, get 1,000, 2,000 people and go after, maybe invest in one of the ideas that made a lot of sense and everybody had a part of it. But as a group got smaller, I thought was a positive thing, because I don't think we got the same connection with more people, and we got even closer, but still you get the same end result by having part of EV mobility to watch how that business grows, and you can ask questions. And then also we wanted to empower everybody to basically achieve the goals that you put down, because a lot of the things that you was submitted was things that were personal and goals that you wanted to achieve for yourselves. And hopefully we can get you there with all these calls, what you've been learning by connecting with the universe, that you get what you want at the end, which is I think the most important thing. Is just like I was trying to say there, if you do it yourself, it's a lot more powerful when somebody does it for you. And we're going to have these calls periodically, and I'm leaving for 2-3 weeks, but then we'll have another call. And then as you're moving forward with your businesses and the things that you want to achieve, then you could ask questions, and we'll help guide you through it. And then you have all the other people that were there that you're connecting with, that you could also ask a lot of questions and support each other. And Troy's there. He's so connected also, and so well. He understands what's going on in the universe and world, so he can definitely connect and answer so many things. And as you talk and invite people to talk and share, so the more they talk and share, the more people can answer and connect and get, oh yeah, that's a good thing to know, or have other people give them suggestions based on their experiences. And some people have taken even more out of this weekend than others, and they'll catch up to this. People were more open and not, so the people are more open and can be leaders to other people to get them there also. It's just gonna be a good thing. And so again, why I wanted to give those shares to EV Mobility, because I don't want anybody to feel like they didn't get, or somebody was trying to say bait and switch, or they get what they want. I think, I don't do this for the money. I do this to really help people, and that money is very little, and very causes a cost. And I wanted to give something to somebody that really means something, because EV Mobility means a lot to me, and I'm behind it. I'm pushing that. So matching that in amount of shares of value, shares of tickets that were bought, I thought was a special gift that you feel that leads you. Like this is because I want to do these trainings or these connections at no cost, so nobody's sitting there thinking, oh, all this is being done is for money, which I've never want that impression. That's why all the courses, all the videos and everything, never charge for anything. This is something I do. I mean, I make more in one deal than I'll ever make teaching this for a lifetime. So this is done for more what I can give back. So, and then the offer again, it stood because if everybody were really excited about EV mobility and they wanted to invest more, we're again hopefully taking this public within the next 2 or 3 months, and that's a pre-IPO. If there was a minimum 10,000, I sent you an email. You have my email, Remy@remy.life. Send me your information that I sent you. Show your willingness. I'll send you the information, simple information you need, and we'll get the paperwork filled out, send it back to you, and then you just sign it and send it back, and then you're good to go and just wire the money, and then you have your percentage locked in. So before we have the IPO, and again, that has to be locked in within the next week, 2 weeks max, but the sooner the better. Then it'll get cut off, because again, we have to report the cap table, which is all the shareholders, before we launch the IPO also. So again, I'm excited about it. About EV mobility. I'm excited about the things I do in Guyana. I'm excited about everything I do, and I'm always definitely make sure that everything, no matter what happens, I make it a win. So I'm hoping this becomes a big win for everybody, and a bonus. And even if you forget about having those shares that were given to you, that's just sitting there, just let it grow, and you don't have to do very much. I have the list from Troy when we're ready to do the IPO. We'll have a transfer agent, and I'll send them an Excel of all the shares that's issued to who. And at that time, we'll let you know. I'll let you know, which is V stock. We'll let you know that information, who to contact V stock. So you can see your stock there, and you can transfer it to any brokerage firm that you have, if you have a brokerage firm. If not, we'll give you suggestions to open brokerage firms to transfer those shares to your account. But again, that's more of a gift. That's more. I mean, this last weekend is supposed to be a gift. Everything's supposed to be a gift, all done with love. And, I just want everybody to feel excited and happy and see what we're doing, just as to grow to a different level for better good, and really not concerned about making money on this at all. I mean, I got so much out of your energy also, just like when people say, when a teacher teaches, he learns himself. So I definitely learned a lot from this, and I re-taught myself a lot of things that I was teaching. So it was a really good thing for me to remind myself of all the things I do, or I need to do. I do them automatically. It's your questions, the things I talk to you about, kind of recrystallizes it for me in my head. So it's my forefront that I realize that this is what I'm doing, and this is good to know. So being conscious of the things I do is really a good thing for me. So teaching it and sharing it with everybody kind of helps me elevate myself also at the same time. So it's really it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for you guys. It's a win for me, and I enjoy it thoroughly. And I'm sure when we do it again next year, it'll be bigger at different places. But I really do think I felt the same way. That's why I didn't want it to end Sunday. Instead of ending at 5, it ended at 8 or 9. Friday, I think Saturday we ended at midnight or something. It just doesn't feel like enough time. So I think next time we do this, we'll try to make it a 6-7 day event, so people can have enough time, and we can really experiment and go even deeper and not feel short, because I know we'll find a lot of extra things. There'll be more and more that people will share, and it'll be more exciting. And so again, all this is an experiment. Again, it's something that Troy and I talked about 2 months ago, and we made it happen in 2 months, and it worked out the way it should work out. So this was really great. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I mean, the energy of this will keep on going for the next year. I think everybody connecting, everybody talking to each other, everybody just knowing what it is, and seeing a whole new way of seeing how you should operate in the world was a really big message I wanted to show you, because I wanted to get your blinders off from just thinking what's in your head, and just open your mind to what the universe is, and not be prejudiced by the way you think and the way you're going to act or look of what you can achieve in life. By being open to the universe and seeing my example and seeing the world example of people achieve great things, it's hopefully opening up yourself to those things, and not letting other people give you opinions and stuff. Like I forgot who said it, the power couple. And are you going to listen to the universe that has infinite knowledge, or somebody has very limited knowledge and never achieved anything in life anyway? And so whose opinion are you going to take? So it's better to just, the universe created itself and this world and humans and everything else. So that knowledge that's out there has given us the answers to everything from what Einstein taught us and everything else that the universe gave to us. So life itself. So if the universe can do that, it's amazing what information we get to achieve the things that we want to do. So this is why I wanted everybody to resonate in a higher level and not think the way they always thought, because it's so limiting. You've been put conditions throughout your life by people telling you what you can do, not do, or you watch the things on television, you watch people in the world, and you think you're just pigeonholed in a certain area and that's all you can do. But hopefully now you can see that there's nothing that you can't do. It's everybody's unstoppable. They can do anything they want. Everybody's as powerful as they want to be, and as we said, we are our own gods. We create what we want in our surroundings, and everything external doesn't matter. You just maneuver anything external to the way you want it to achieve your goals, because you're going to maneuver everything. Again, everything is just a game, chess piece. And I really liked trying to get people get rid of their fears and detaching. And that's a good way of getting rid of fear, detaching yourself from everything that you're afraid to lose. Then you don't have those fears of losing it if you're detach yourself from it. And so there's a lot of information that happened this weekend that you'll absorb over the time. And as you reread and if you're watching the videos, it'll just keep you elevated, and you're getting it more and more and more as you go on, and just keep on just connecting to that all-powerful knowledge. And that's how people who achieve great things have done since the beginning of time. Even I know the pyramids were built because somebody was connected to the universe to build those pyramids thousands of years ago, and the things that happened. I mean, it's really interesting. I still feel like I have no limits in the things I can do. I feel I'm going to achieve greater and greater things all the time. So it's just I can't imagine where I'm going to be 5 years from now. My goals are so big, and I believe I can achieve all of them. So your goals should be just as big as whatever goals you want, and believe you'll achieve them. It's just planning it out and making it happen, doing something every day to get closer to the goals that you want. And it's amazing how new ideas like you guys have been coming to you, because you are moving forward in that and opening your mind to get that information. So, and you're finding the ideas and things, and it'll be exciting for you. You'll enjoy life. You'll be happy to wake up every morning because there's something new, and you know that you are in control of your life. You're no more a victim, and you are now, the master of your future. And so it's a good way to start living and seeing how your life will go, because if you're in control, nobody else can control you. You're stronger than anybody. So it's really it's a good thing, and the things that we partake over the weekend. But I think the more calls and reinforce that. I'm sure we'll do that again in the next gathering, but reinforce it within yourselves. Review all these videos. I think Troy did an amazing job reading each chapter of the books that kind of gave a lot of the principles, and we had a lot of questions. So there is definitely, if you listen in your car, when you're driving, you're working out, there's probably 30-40 hours of videos and audio that you can listen to reinforce and get new things all the time. And if you rewatch, I think Troy's going to re-download this event because to better quality. So you watch this event, and you'll get so much more out of it the more you watch it. And again, it's just like reading something over and over. You'll get something new every time, and you will keep on changing. And it's just nice to see it affect as many people. It makes it worthwhile doing all this for me. So I'm really, really glad. So if again, any questions on if anybody didn't understand exactly how it all works with EU mobility, you can ask a few questions now, or email me what you need to email me. And then again, with these next few calls, as you're now on the journey of achieving things, just think of all the questions that you want to ask next time we have a call, because you're now experiencing and going forward with achieving these things. So you can look back at these tapes and talk to each other, but But if there are some stumbling blocks or some real definite things that you need to ask, I mean, I don't know what your industry, but I can tell you how I think and how I would deal with those things, and then we'll help you with that, especially on the next call.
Awesome. And you can also connect directly, by the way, in the back office when you watch the recordings. You can ask questions there. We see them, and then also send through WhatsApp. If you can't get hold of Remy, then I'll make sure that I get that over to him as well. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, and I do look at the Facebook and the Facebook group and stuff. You post things on there. I'll try to answer those things. Chad will answer those things. I mean, it's I could be anywhere in the world and still look at that, and it's good to see the interactiveness of people on Facebook, which is good to see. And I love all the pictures everybody posted. It just looks like you had a great time and you cherished the time being here. So love all those pictures. It's great. It reminded me of everything there, which is great. And I love all the entertainment. I just was surprised. I didn't know Kevin was going to sing. I didn't know if there was his name going to sing, Michael Bolton, or even that group we had at the beginning of Friday night was a surprise by the guy who organized the event here. So and the meditations were all a surprise. Max came up with a surprise. I forgot the young lady who did the meditation, and even the two that I did was just last minute thought of maybe seeing how it would work. So all those things were just came as they came, and it just kind of worked out really nicely. So I loved that last weekend. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, and we'll take maybe the 3-4 questions that maybe will answer some people.
Okay, so there is a question in the comments. It says, is the acquisition to EV Mobility by Autonomy affect the shares?
Okay, again, people ask that. The autonomy deal was more of an LOI, and it was more to help autonomy. They have a business model of doing subscriptions. That's where we get all our cars. We pay very lower than anywhere else to get a car, $1,000 down, $800 a month. And our model is not as good. It's almost like a leasing company, and they're trying to raise money. So our model is much sexier and everything else. And the owner of Autonomy approached me and says, we'd love to acquire you and stuff, but it's the least if we can announce. And it was supposed to be just announced an LOI. He got a little aggressive, announced the acquisition, but it's to help him. Again, I always look at everything as a win-win. So if it helps him to raise money, then he'll have more cars. He'll be able to give me more cars. And if he raises enough money and does pay us, so it's a way faster to exit. So if they do end up acquiring us, it'll be almost at the same level as an IPO. So you guys get paid out quicker. So it'll be positive he does it, but it's maybe only a 20% or 10% likelihood they will. But he did use it, and I looked at it as a win-win, because even when he put it out there, I didn't get upset that he didn't say it was as a letter of intent. It did get us a lot of traction, but it's really good in getting in a lot of media. So a lot of people have been calling us directly and getting us noticed even more. So all media is good media, and Autonomy, and Scott Painter, who owned that, started True Cars and Cars Direct in the past and stuff. So he has a really strong reputation in the area. So it's not a bad thing being tied to him. So we'll see how that pans out. If he does raise his 70, 80 million he's looking for, but if not, I'm still on the process and just moving forward to going public. But let's see if Krumstad give us enough money that we all make more money with it.
Awesome. Okay, so Dana Berg has her hand raised. Dana, if you could put yourself on the screen. All right, here we go. Has to unmute. Go for it.
Yes, Ramy, I have a quick question, please. And I hope it's okay if I ask. I know you guys are talking about EV mobility, and
Sure.
I apologize if you already answered this, but I was having technical issues. Truthfully, I couldn't hear a lot of it, and I missed a lot of your talk. When you talk about detachment, how you do it, what is a way that you detach? Because you're able to do it, and it's healthy, and honestly, it's good, because like you said, you're not worried about, your spouse or anything like that. How were you able to do that with business and personal, if you don't mind sharing, please?
Sure.
If it's okay if I ask.
No, it was good. It all started by, some people picked up the book, Running from Safety. Well, first I looked at everything just is. It's not good or bad. So if you start looking at just is not good or bad, then you don't have a judgment towards it. So no matter what happens, just is. Doesn't matter if somebody steals a car or burns down a house. Just is not good or bad, you know. And then if you start looking deeper, like in the jungles where lions go after deers and stuff and kill them, you know, we don't look at it as bad, but we look at it as murder. The murder is just the way it's life. So if you start stepping out and looking at things that are not good or bad, then you get to let go of things. Like I've gone to extreme levels where I left myself vulnerable enough to be taken advantage of, or things that happen that would be really bad, and then seen my reaction and let go of things. At the beginning, I processed them, let go, and then never thought of it again. And so the more I found I detached things, the more I found I could do things. I delved into it 100%. You know, we can go back to the example of the wife thing. If I was so worried about her leaving or cheating and all that, it's very hard to 100% love somebody when you're always afraid that they're going to leave and stuff like that, or they're going to cheat. If you let go of that, that you don't care, and you let it happen, and it's worked. I've had past girlfriends and stuff, or stuff they mostly cheated or whatever, and I didn't really care. I was still about care. I still had the same feelings and stuff, but it didn't. I didn't attach myself to cheating as a bad thing. But I don't attach anything as a bad thing. I don't see what most people do. I don't. And again, I was giving the example here, like when in the 50s, they thought rock and roll was the devil, it was evil and everything else, and church spoke against it. But then you look at all the 50s rock and roll things, you don't look at it as bad today. So everything is a judgment that you make. So if you judge something as bad, or you judge something as awful, or somebody leaving, or even what happened with Troy. Troy decided to leave on his own to do his own thing. You know, it was a good thing, but you know, Cleona saw it as a bad thing, so she has this anger about it. You know, if she didn't have that attachment, that was a bad thing, and was happy Troy was doing his own thing, and he's happier, then she would have detached from it and not reacted to it. So if I have a company I started and it fails because I don't care as much about if that company fails or not, because I start another one, then I get detached from them. I don't have any fear of that company failing. So and then you think better, you react better if you're not panicking or afraid or stuff. It doesn't make you think any better if you're frustrated or angry or you're panicking. You start thinking your thought process shut down too fast. You're not open to the universe for the right information. Just like the little example we're all talking and laughing about the toilet. You know, when we came, all the toilet is overflowing and stuff like that, and I'm signing the books, and I just said, well, just call a plumber. I wasn't gonna go stress out. What good would have been if I went over there and got upset about the toilet being overflown? I said, still signed everybody's book, but that's what I need to do. Still smile through it and got taken care of. So again, you just have to slowly. It might take a little bit more time to get to the level I'm at, but start taking one thing and make it not as important. Like make something like you burning the food not as important, or anything in your life not as important, or just like the lady I was talking about. She detached about how her sons were going to have parties at the house and everything else, and she would normally call all the time and be stressed out, but she let go of it, didn't think about it anymore. And she was able to be happy. And the ultimate example that I gave, like if there was a Jesus Christ, he was able to detach himself from being killed, his body, when he said, forgive them because they did not know what they do. And he was able to love everyone. And that lasted, thousands of years, his statement alone of being able to detach himself from anything that was going on in the world and just loving everybody. And so you do get unconditional love if you let go of everything. It just automatically happens. So like what one guy would say, so people always says, how can you say, because I say the less you care, the more you can love. So the less I care about the actions, or the less I care about the things of the results, the more I'm open to love or have happy and smile all the time, because I don't care. I mean, I was out there moving these lamps that were on the table, and one dropped, and it was glass and all broke. You can get upset. So I say, it is what it is. I could get another thing. So instead of you getting yourself upset about things, you just let go of anything that happens. It really, at the end, it doesn't matter. Everything's replaceable and stuff.
That's true.
Important. And if you look at it back in the Eskimo days, back about wives and stuff, and it still happened in the Eskimos, you could read this, that they all like lend their wives out because they said, you know, they'll always come back the same. You know, if you let them a sled or something, they might break it, but the wife will come back the same. So they were into, you know, sharing the wife. So cheating wasn't a big thing. It was like it's normal, you know. Here, have my wife or the so it's all because you're conditioned a certain way that you're now attached to that. So just unconditioned that it's important at all.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate you answering that.
No,
Thank you for doing that.
I hope I answered enough.
No, you have. It's something I was like, I really need it when you were talking about it today. And honestly, this past weekend, I was like, you know, I really need to detach because it will help. And I think it just makes your life easier, honestly. It really does. Because I mean, I saw the way, and I saw the way when Courtney, she's beautiful, by the way, your wife. When she came in the room, you stopped what you were doing. You said, "Hey, sweetheart, is there anything that you need?" I looked at him like he doesn't worry about it, but yet I looked at the way you looked at her, and it was so amazing the way you looked at her and the way you paid attention to her. And I got a 20-year-old daughter. She's been best friends with this guy since 6th grade, but he's been in love with her since 6th grade. But she's like, I'm concentrating on me right now. But honestly, if you and Troy were mentoring this guy in front of you, if she walked in the room, he'd react the same way, turn to her to see if she needed anything. Sorry, Raimi, sorry, Troy, nothing against you guys. But he would do the same thing. And I just saw that. I thought, you know, that's something I want her to have in life with someone, a partner one day. Not now, she's only 20. But yeah.
So show her.
But thank you.
No, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah, now she is special and she deserves the attention. So, and that's the other thing about being open up in the universe. I do see everything around me. Like as many people as in the room and everything, I could see what every person was doing, thinking and looking. And that's one of the things that's when you're enlightened a little bit, you see. And even like when I drive 150 miles an hour on the highway, I could see what every car is doing a mile behind me, mile ahead of me. You know, so definitely I would notice her walking in the room and make sure that, you know, I understand her needs and what I need to get to her. And it's a positive thing.
Awesome.
I loved it. That was just beautiful. Like I said, my daughter with that one kid, he calls me mom. In fact, yeah, he's like that with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys could be sitting in, you guys could be sitting in front of him, mentoring him. He'll turn around to see her.
Yeah. But that creates love. That's another positive emotion that helps you connect to the universe even further. And so that's a good loving feeling. So like I say, emotions are good. So that's a good one to have.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Sorry, I hope it was okay I asked this.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I know you guys were talking about EV mobility.
No, we're just answering questions. This is just, again, this is a free form. Nothing is, you know, it goes where it goes. So everybody's learning from all this stuff. Yeah.
So I like to say, save your sorries for when you need them. This is not one of those.
Okay. You're right. I'm learning that too.
Awesome. So there's a question in the chat. It says, can I be able to introduce pre-IPO stock to my friends so that they will have a chance to own?
Yes, again, because the company doesn't really need money. I was kind of saving it special for these people. But if it's a friend of yours and it's a large enough amount, like the minimum investment before I would take would be like $250,000, $500,000, or $1 million and stuff. So I've allowed these people or everybody that was here to do minimum 10,000 because if I think what's Jacques is one of the first ones who actually did put the money. But if you see the amount of paperwork that goes into doing an investment pre-IPO, there's 7 different paperwork and it's very thick. It's a lot of work. So to do it for a low amount, I do it for the people that were here. But if it's a good friend of somebody, then I would do it. But the larger the amount makes it worthwhile. The paperwork it's not only the initial paperwork, but after that you have to do yearly K1s and stuff like that. That once you're an investor, there's a lot of responsibility to an investor. So that's why I try to keep it limited and I have larger amounts that matter. But they can. Yeah, if it's their friend, just say, "Hey, I'm friend of so and so," and I'll know.
Okay, so that came from Denny. So Denny, you got that? Okay, here we go. All right, we got Alma. She has her beautiful hand raised, and let's pull you up on the screen. Here we go. Unmute.
Hi, Remy. Thank you so much for having us. That was
Oh, you're welcome, Alma.
I have 2 questions for you. So one is, I've been on this path for a while of awakening myself, right? And I can connect to a lot of energy. But what has transpired since Sunday is I'm not sleeping a lot and I'm not tired.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how you can help me with that. Just kind of use the energy properly. So I've literally, I think I need maybe about 2 hours of sleep, maybe really what's transpiring. And it was already getting, like, I think I only needed about 6, but now since Sunday, I've noticed I really only need like 2. So
Nice.
what do you do in those situations and how do you use your time?
Okay, one, like I say, people always say, oh, maybe we should help you sleep more and everything, but I'm happy I don't sleep, because when you're connected to the universe, you're getting all this information, the energy that comes in, it's like food. It's like it keeps your body alive, and I have more energy than most 20-year-olds, and I don't sleep that much, and I'm 62. So I don't find it just, I think has been told in medical stuff that you need 6 to 8 hours to be healthy and everything else. But imagine the power that can create the coral castle, the pyramids. You have that energy inside you. That's just like energy in food. You can go. I mean, I went one time sleep with no sleep, 0 sleep for 3 weeks straight. You get a little loopy and stuff, and you get connected more, and it's harder to sleep. But it didn't affect the way I was doing things. So don't feel bad if you don't sleep. It's just, don't say, oh, people tell you need 6. If you're functioning great with 2 hours, you said you even have more energy now with a 2 hour sleep than before. I mean, that's fine. Your body's adjusting to that. And how you use your time is, I use my time thinking. This is how I process. I get more ideas, more thoughts than at night than I do during the day, because during the day I'm talking to people, I'm doing work, I'm distracted with all these things, and I have to just use what I know to apply to maneuver through life. But at night I'm alone, and then I'm connected, and I just filter all the ideas, and I'm prepared for the rest of the world. So some people, like one person said that they get the best sleep, and the next morning they woke up there. So it affects people a different way, and that's a good way of doing it. The universe is filling her up. She's at peace because she has no more fears. She has confidence, so she sleeps, and all the ideas come the next morning. And some people, they need the information right away, so it comes to them. And a lot of times, if you want to sleep, if you get a lot of these ideas that are flowing, write them down, because if it's a persistent thing they're trying to tell you, they say, okay, this is the information you should know. I don't want you to forget it. That's why we're keeping you up. Just take it, write it down. So like this, the mind can say, okay, now I've done that. I don't have to think about it anymore. Same with tasks I need to do. If I put in my calendar, until I do it, it's always persistent. That's why I'm very action oriented. I just do everything right away. I just knock it off. So I don't have to think about it anymore. It's done. I move on to the next thing.
Excellent. And then also, so ever since then, I'm involved in a real estate transaction, and it's a 13.2 mil acquisition. There's a loan for 7.7 Fannie Mae, and a pref of 2.5. And we were having a fund basically come in with the LP money, and it's going to take a lot longer than it normally would. And so now we're in a situation where a bridge loan doesn't make sense. And so it's basically more of a hard money loan kind of situation where the fund money still going to come in, but they're going to come in at 30 days after. So how would you ask a high net worth individual to come in, or what would you do in the situation like this?
Again, you have to calculate if it's, you still win if you have to pay more, or you look at everybody's motivations and why they're doing this deal. If it's a win-win stuff, and you can maybe rush that person from the 30 days if you explain to them, give them a little bit more benefit than what they were going to get, but it's less than what you would have got for a hard money loan or something. So you just have to step out and look at everybody's motivations and see how you gotta have discussion how you enhance that deal if they come in sooner, or if that delay 30 days at the end doesn't matter as much, because that extra cost is not affecting you that much in the big picture of how the returns of the project. I mean, again, I don't know the details to give you that, but I think if you step back and look at everybody's motivation, and they're all there to help you win it, because if they win it, you win. So try to find a way and find out their motivation, why they have to wait, and maybe find a way to give them a reason why they need to act a little bit sooner, or maybe something that the money's tied up on something, or there's something happening.
Yeah, they're underwriting the deals, so they're being underwritten, and so the money it's just an underwriting situation.
Right. So you can find ways to speed that thing up if you need, or if that 30 days doesn't matter and you have to bridge it for a short period of time, and it's not going to cost you what your deal is. But again, you can give them incentives to do it quicker. If you figure out that the hard money is going to cost you another 5% or something, give them like the guy an extra % to close it faster or something. And
Okay, cool. Thank you. That
you're
helps.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
So there's one more hand up,
Mhm.
Amy. We got Tomlinson
Mhm.
up here real quick. There we go. You can unmute there.
Yeah, there we are.
There we go.
Well, thank you. It's Tom, and the last name is Monson. I'm
okay.
Linda Swenson's husband. She was there over the weekend, and she came back walking about 4 inches taller. She was always a tall girl anyway, but she was a lot taller when she came back. I was online the whole time, or almost the whole time, kept cutting out, but I got most of it, and it was really some great information. Just a real quick why I'm here today and where I'm at is that I started working on I posted it in the chat. I started working in a program called Saving Our Children campaign, and it's the same website, savingourchildrencampaign.com. And I'm 74. I'll be 70. I'm sorry, I'm 75. I'll be 76 in a couple of months. And
You look great.
well, thanks. Thanks. I feel great too. I'm pretty energized, and I've challenged a lot of 20-year-olds to keep up with me. But in 1992, a drunk driver killed my son. And I look at the 90s were my dark ages, and it was a horrible thing to work through. And in 1997, I started producing educational documentaries about drug abuse and substance abuse, and it was all about education. And we ended up producing 13 of them. And I produced these up until about 2006 or 2007. And then I finally produced my last one in 2014, I think it was. And at that point, I decided that I didn't want to do it anymore. And over the past few years, as you know, the number of young people that are dying from drug overdoses has grown exponentially. And so last year, I decided that I could do something about this, because my track record is that I've actually been able to reduce the number of deaths in certain locations because of my work and the documentaries that I've done. It's basically TV shows. And so I'm working on a brand new TV show right now. It's a half-hour program. It's called Eric's Song. And it's a story of a young teen who is induced by the sirens to use methamphetamine, and he becomes addicted to it. And the audience gets to see how a teenage drug addict lives, and it's not a pretty story. It's got a good ending, but it's not a pretty story. But the problem is today, our teens, the high school students, 2/3 of them think that using drugs is cool. And only half of them understand the dangers of drugs. And so, as a society, we're not doing much to educate them. You're talking about dreaming big. This is a pretty big dream. I have a commitment from a local NBC affiliate to broadcast this in February. The week between Super Bowl and the final playoff game is kind of this vacuum. And this is where I used to broadcast all my other shows. And we have a huge audience that we put. If we can get this on the air in February, I'll be able to take it to the National Association of Broadcasters in April. and then we can take it nationally. But it's just kind of the little stair steps that we have to do. And I gotta I gotta be honest with you. Up until last weekend, I've been meeting so much resistance. I've sent out thousands of letters and hundreds of thousands of emails. I've made personal visits to businesses. I've written mayors. I've written the chambers of commerce. I've written every kind of politician that you could think of, health departments, you know, and I've had a little bit of success with the Indian nations. But, you know, when you stop and think about the number of Native American kids that are dying from drug overdoses and actually dying, I don't think is the worst part of it. I think living a life addicted to drugs and living out on the streets it's unbelievable what's happening to our society, and nobody seems to give a shit, you know, just from what the feedback that I've gotten. You know, I have a few friends on LinkedIn. I have a few friends on Facebook that have shown support, but, you know, I've been able to raise about $50,000 through in-kind donations and cash, and I need to raise another $60,000 by November so we can get this production going, because we have to get the production started and finished in November to get this on the air in February. And that's and up until last weekend, I was actually thinking of stopping doing this. But thanks a lot, you guys. You got me back in it.
That's it. Listen, you'll raise the other 60 pretty easy. There's too many people who think the same or like-minded who wants to help in this area. So
you
just put it out there, talk to enough people. 60,000 very easy to raise. You'll be able to do that with no problem. You'll see. It is really it's something that people care about. So I think you'll find it a lot easier as you put it out.
I don't want to sound negative about it, but I haven't talked to anybody that doesn't think it's a great idea.
I know.
But it's another thing to get them to open their checkbook, right?
Yeah. Talk to enough people, you'll have somebody who's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, you talk to enough people, they'll eventually just say yes. And then and I think one of the things also when I approach people to raise money and all that is instead of giving them the facts and stuff, get them emotionally. Have a video or show a video of a kid on drugs or something. Just people make a decision through emotions more than or in the frontal cortex. So if you get them emotionally, they'll do it. Or if you say, if you're having the kids, how would you feel if your son's addicted to it? And let them feel that emotion, and then they'll more likely to act than by just giving them the facts.
Right.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
All right. So
I think Shabik has one more question.
One more question. Here we go. We're bringing in for a landing with Shabik. Here we go. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, I could unmute now. Yeah, as you know, Troy, I can't tolerate the landing with someone else. So yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, no. So
it'll be the last word. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna end up being the last word anyway. So.
I'll give you that. You're the ultimate dinosaur energy anyway. So yeah. But here the lion is speaking now. Yeah, no, Remy. On a serious note, so I was thinking, right? So what I want, basically, that's where it all boils down. If I want a few $1 million, then I need to solve 100 to 1,000 million problem. If I want a few billion, I need to solve $100 billion problem in the marketplace or for the world, right? So now where it comes into say if it's a product which uses hardware, software, networking, and or it's an app, it comes down to how long a range I'm planning. Am I planning 2 decades, 25, 30 years? Then I can go deeper into behavior design, gamification, and see how it is impacting the human psyche. Or I think very short term or medium term, right? So I'm just thinking how you usually calibrate yourself, or do you decide on your ambitions and desires like way early in the game and go from there? Just curious about your thought process in this moment in terms of setting ambitions. Yes.
So it's a combination. Like I've had the same goal I have today when I was 12 years old. So my main goal doesn't change, but then I have the little goals to achieve those goals, and they're either shorter term, medium term, and then I get to the longer term. But you have to have the main goal that you want, that is your lifetime goal, and how do you achieve that? And then you do the little goals and things that you need to achieve to accomplish that main goal. Because the main goal will always be there and you'll achieve that, but the route to there, or you're gonna have to shift. You're gonna be obstacles and stuff. That's why, like I think I said in one of the talks, if I want to go from here to LA to San Francisco, you know, that's my main goal. I'm just giving you that's my big picture. Then I'll get on the road. There's different ways of getting different roads, a 101, a 5. You know, do I take a motorcycle, a car, stop? So it's really, you have your main goal, but then the way to achieve it, you keep on doing the different things to achieve it. And so you have the short goals. Okay, first I need to get out of my driveway, you know, and get on the road and find a route and accomplish this. Or if I don't have a car, now I need to get a car to be able to get on the road. So you have all these different goals in between that gets you to the final end journey that you're looking for. So yeah, you could have the deep where you see this should be, and then you achieve the things that get you there eventually to the big goal. But there could be many different routes, many different things that you do to get to the main goal that you have.
Right. No, thank you for saying that. Like an aeroplane is 99.5% or more off course, as I realize, right? I'm deeper into aviation. So yeah, and then only the end goal is in mind. But thank you, Remy. Yeah, but do you really ask people? Because I see that, you know, they say if people had been asked what they want, Henry Ford would have gotten the answer. They want a faster horse. So the engine would have never come, literally, right? So the paradigm shift. Yeah.
But he saw what he saw, and then he was connected to the universe. For him to create, even Henry Ford, create the assembly line, something that was never created before, that was kind of like connected to the universe. He pictured how an assembly line would work. Nobody's done it before. He didn't ask anybody. So from there, that's how manufacturing started. But he was the very first to create an assembly line. So he was able to create a new car every 2 minutes and be able to see the world. And everybody copied that. But he had the idea first. He had no formal education. They called him, if you read Think and Grow Rich, ignorant, and he sued the press and all that because he knew if he needed specialized knowledge, he just pressed one button and he'd bring the engineer, build me a V8 engine. So he figured out how to use specialized knowledge, but he had the vision of where he wanted to be and build the company he did. But again, before him, there was no assembly line. There was no real car. It wasn't a thing. The roads weren't even built enough yet to have cars. But he created a need for roads to be built, and other people the copy. So he saw it before anybody else saw it in his mind. Just like Einstein saw the curvature of the universe before they could measure it 12 years later. So that information was there from the universe to give to him to be able to achieve the things he did. And he wasn't afraid, he just did it. And if you look at him, he's a very short little guy, you know, unassuming and everything. So the universe goes to anybody's mind. You don't have to be this huge guy or, you know, it could be anybody, male, female, doesn't matter. Just, you know, it's what he decided he wanted something. He knew and his vision got bigger and bigger because he thought about it, and the universe showed him how big his vision really can be. And because he wanted to solve a problem, how do you manufacture enough cars to make a difference with millions and millions of people? You can't do it by building one car a week. So he you know, that it came to him.
Thank you so much. And also reminds me of Taiichi Ono of Toyota Production System, how it changed the world as well around the same time, a few decades later. But yeah, no, thank you. Very, very powerful stuff, Remy. Thanks for being so Remy El Batrawi. That's the least you can do for yourself and the world, and you're doing much more than that. So
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow. This was a great call, Remy. I mean, my heart's so full, and
Yeah, no, it's very positive. Good to get the energy, get it going, and then if anybody, again, we'll have other calls and stuff, and we'll get deeper into more things, and I'm sure you'll have some calls because as I'm traveling on your own. Listen, you're a master yourself, and people feed off your energy, and you're connected to the universe more than almost anybody, and you can see it in your face and the way you read and the way you understand things. I mean, I think you could do an amazing job by just people connecting with you, and I respect you so much, and I see what you're made out of, and you can see through people and understand their energy and who they are, and you are definitely somebody that when I saw right away, I said, yeah, that guy gets it. He's going to achieve amazing things. There's no way he doesn't blow up from where he's at. And you made a lot of decisions, brave decisions to be where you're at. And I'm excited to see where we're going to be at in a year, 5 years, 10 years from now. It's going to be amazing.
wow, thank you.
No.
I love you, man. I love you so much. Okay, so it's time for landing, my friends. And so I think something appropriate to play is beautiful as we exit from this call. Having said this, before we do that, keep in mind, this stuff is going to be posted in the back office, this recording. Also, the links are going to be there as well. And if you have questions or comments or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you can't get hold of me, then I'll make sure that gets over there as well. So the wonderful, beautiful song that we're going to play here is My Way by Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
And so all of you, we love you. We love you.
Yeah.
We really do.
And again, this is what I said, that what everybody should be singing just before they die, because then they know they've achieved what they wanted to achieve.
Yeah, amazing. So here we go, guys. We'll see you soon.
And now the end is near, so I face final curtain, my friend. I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, that I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, and there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my my fill, my share of losing, and now tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way,